So, guys, we're live, guys. We're live. Welcome to the show, guys. Welcome to the show. We're gonna be talking about Ralf Ragnick, who is gonna be the official interim manager of Manchester United, and also he's gonna be the director of football come end of the season. We're gonna talk about Ralf Ragnick as a manager, and also what impact will he give to the football of Manchester United in terms of manager and also in terms of director of football. How would they play? How would they do together? Mm. We're also gonna be looking at the weekend matches too. We'll have a little bit of just pick about it, talk about it, and have some conversation about this. Like the vid, like the vid, subscribe, like the vid, subscribe, like the vid, subscribe, guys. Guys, let's go, guys. Let's go. But before we go, let's introduce ourselves to the show officially. Yeah, my people, how you guys doing? It's a brand new day. We're live. How you guys doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastically well. And I hope you guys are doing okay. We're gonna be talking about Godfather of GengePressing and the Godfather of Football, Ralf Ragnick, the mentor of Thomas Tuchel, Jurgen Klopp, Nagelsmann, and David Wagner, the father who invented the GengePressing style of football. So we're gonna be discussing that in terms of going forward. How does the philosophy of BoyChester Divided, and in terms of his sporting director ability, how does it work out in terms of him being after managing in the end of the season, becoming the sporting director. So we're gonna discuss about it. So like the vid, subscribe, like the vid, subscribe, like that vid, subscribe. Guys, let's go. EJ, how you doing, brother?
Hey, I'm doing fine, Abdullah. How about you?
Man, I'm very okay. So we're gonna because we had a discussion about in today's when we talked about it in the space this morning when we talk. So your take on him becoming the manager and also his consulting manager after he stepped down as a manager to become the sporting director.
Wait, say that again.
So somebody's correcting me. Said the report said consulting for 2 years after the interim move. It didn't say director of football. How much you following from we have at United? That's a big question. But consultants means it's like a sporting director, or is it different?
I'm not. I'm not sure. I think they will have to consult him on like everything that have to go with the club. Maybe buying players, the players
Mm-hmm.
they want to sell.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe wages and all of that. They'll be consulting him. That's the only thing I would think of. What they mean by
Well, it
consulting?
depends on, but how many power will they have though in terms of that? Because if you're gonna say consulting, you have to be clear in terms of. But for me, I know very well. It's very good in sporting director in terms of buying players, recruiting the players, and everything. That is his main job because that is what he's good at. That is his ideal job. So bringing him in now, it will make United look more so like I've been saying it for to all United fans. What they need is a structure, and once that structure is there, no matter the manager you bring in, you will succeed because you have a director of football and somebody who knows what he's doing. So, EJ, give me your take. Before I go to Tom, because I know Tom is happy right now. He's dancing on his couch, singing. Hey, he's singing glory, glory, man united. Glory, glory, man united.
You sound like
Glory, glory, man united.
Keep going.
You sound like a
Get done for copyright soon.
Manchester United fanboy right now. But okay.
No, no, that's all you're not doing right now. They are
He's
saying that.
he's just jealous. That's why he's just
No, no, no.
jealous.
I'm happy for them though. They deserve the happiness. I'm happy for them. So
Well,
EJ,
we
give me
deserve something, don't we? After
so
all
they
the
deserve some
turmoil.
happiness. Yeah, we can banter each other and talk, but United deserve some happiness. They're a big club. United are not like Arsenal football club. Who are ass.
Oh
Tottenham,
yeah.
who are Siberia.
We can just take the piss out of them. They've got Arteta.
I'm so happy that United got this done. I
Yeah,
don't want
not, you see, it's
Arsenal.
not only me that is
I
happy. A
don't
lot of
want
people are happy
Arsenal
for
getting
United. You
top
see,
four.
a lot of people are happy. United deserve to be great and they deserve success from me.
Arsenal do not deserve anything.
So EJ, Ralf Ragnick, give me your take.
Yeah, like I said in the space earlier, I think is the manager for them, like you say, is the guy of the gender pressing. He
Mm-hmm.
can lead United to, I don't know, top four, the FA Cup, or Champions, or it can,
We're winning the Champions League, EJ. I've got high ambitions.
because it's still doable, like I can say they'll win the Premier League because right now it doesn't look like, yeah, they can win it. They're like eighth in the league right now.
Mm-hmm.
They can still do it, but if I'm being realistic, I think Champions League and the FA Cup is still possible for United right now. And but the problem is, do they have the players that can press? I don't know. Real Ronaldo is 36 and Cavani 34. These are young. I mean, old guys, not young guys. But like,
Mm-hmm.
if it's to have this philosophy as United, then I guess it's gonna be Greenwood, Rashford, and maybe Anthony Martial that will be the one to step up. And Anthony Martial, I don't know if he's still a footballer, if he still have any ambition, because it just looks like he doesn't want to be in United anymore. And for Pogba even, can he press? I don't think so. Like I don't think they have the personnel yet. Even Bruno himself, I don't think Bruno press as much. He loses the ball easily. And when you lose the ball with this man's philosophy of gender pressing,
Mm-hmm.
he expected to win it back. He plays with speed, he plays with intensity. Can,
Mm-hmm.
can this Manchester United squad play with intensity from minutes 1 to 90? I don't think they can. But can he make them do that? Of course they can. It's now on the player's desire if they will do what is tell them to do. But one thing it will discipline them and they'll be able to it will improve some of those players in the Man United squad. And he's a guy that I think he will be able to drop like big figures if they don't do what he asks, which is something Ole couldn't do. He won't drop like all of these top players if they're not performing according to what he has. But with Raf, I think he will be able to do that. But my question is, do they have the personnel yet? Do they have the players yet? I don't think so. This Manchester United squad right now, I think any manager that want to come in will be on counter attack. I think they're a really good counter attacking team. When they went to that unbeaten run, they were a counter attacking team, and now they
Mm-hmm.
have to see that formation out to a pressing team. Can they do it? That's one question that needs to be answered. I know a player like Fred, McTominay, they can press, but I like their front three. I just look at it. Can Ratos press for 90 minutes? I doubt so. Can Ronaldo press for 90 minutes? I doubt it. Can Greenwood press for 90 minutes? Can Sancho press for 90 minutes? I don't think that type of hard worker. That's why I think the only two hard worker we can slander Fred all we want, but I think those are the two guys that I think yes, those guys press consistently. Which is Fred, McTominay. That those guys good and they'll be able to press. So I like the idea of them bringing this one that have philosophy, but with that to the player, I am not so sure. We will see what happen. And yeah, we have some. Maybe you can tell us which player can fit this guy system because I
Mm-hmm.
look at the score from number 1 to 25.
Mm-hmm.
There are not that many players that can press. Except, like I said before, Fred and McTominay.
Mm.
I don't just see any other player that can press in that score.
And I think I'm having a little bit issue in terms of his coaching ability. He's more of a director of football. He's good at the director of football, very, very well. But more of his coaching, because he hasn't coached that big team. So I'm a
Yeah,
He's not
little
had the
bit.
opportunity though, Delay.
No, he coached Oppenham. He
No,
coached
no,
Rice.
no. You know the one thing though with Ragnick though is he's
Mm-hmm.
never had that big. He's always built up smaller clubs from absolutely nowhere with, a lot less resources.
Mm-hmm.
Where you go to a club like such as a Manchester United, I know it turned going down to Chelsea when you sacked Lampard
Mm-hmm.
because he said the words, "I'm not an interim manager." That was because you didn't want to offer him a job upstairs. If you
Yeah, exactly.
like we've done, offer him a director of football role or a directory role at the end of the season, consultory, whatever it is, he's going to have some sort of involvement with the club afterwards
Mm-hmm.
upstairs, and
Mm-hmm.
his experience
He's gonna be
will
working with
help
Scarlett and
us
Fletcher with those
recruit the right
people.
players. And
Mm-hmm.
I'll guarantee you now at the end of the season, whoever, if Ragnick does a brilliant job or whatever, then they might get they might want him to stay on even longer. But if
Mm-hmm.
they are going to go down this interim manager route to the end of the season, and then
Mm-hmm.
Ragnick is going to move upstairs, his experience in identifying the right kind of manager, I
Mm-hmm.
think, is crucial for us to get the next manager right.
Exactly.
Because in my opinion, we have to get the next manager right.
Mm-hmm.
And in a way, Manchester United are going down the road of they want somebody who knows the game inside out or has had knowledgeable things in the game, has won trophies,
Mm-hmm.
plays a brilliant brand and style of football. That's why they wanted to bring in Ragnick. Get the fitness of these players fit to fiddle, make sure they can press, because
Mm-hmm.
he is a brilliant person to coach these players in the
Yeah.
modern day football. You
Yeah.
press teams, you put teams under the cosh, and I'm looking relatively forward. I want to see we draw in the Champions League knockout stages. I really, really want to see that because on the big occasion, on the big stage, at that point in time, you play in February, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, by February, I think he's going to have implemented a pressing game into this Manchester United team. I think the fitness will be to a lot higher of a level than it has been in
Mm-hmm.
terms of we can press teams for 90 minutes. It's not going to take, it's going to take, maybe 2-3 months to get full fitness and to get everybody singing off the same hymn sheet. But at the end of it all,
Yeah. Continue. I can hear you.
it'll constitute Champions League. I don't know, flipping Sporting Lisbon, whoever, we will
Mm-hmm.
press those teams. We will at least give it a go. This is the one thing that I know we're buying into this person in Ralf Ragnick is he's a manager who's going to give it a go, and he's going to make sure that his teams give it their all. Sometimes it might not come off. Listen, he's not gone on to win. He's not a Champions League winning manager or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing he is very respectable from
Yeah.
a lot of
The
the
bottom.
a lot of the people who he's mentored over their careers. Thomas
Tuchel,
Tuchel, Hansi
Nagelsmann,
Flick,
Klopp, Hansi Flick.
Nagelsmann. Well, I'll just state three, Abdullah, and then I'm going to ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
There's Klopp, there's Hansi Flick, and there's Thomas Tuchel. What do those three German coaches have in common?
Same style of play. The same.
No. I'm not
Yeah.
about style of play. What have they done? What have they done in the game, Abdullah?
They've evolved their game a lot under the total job.
No, what have they won? What have those three
They've won
managers won?
Champions League. They've won Champions League and the
They have
Premier
all won a Champions League.
Mhm.
Playing what style of football?
Same
A pressing
Pressing.
style of football.
Mm-hmm.
He did an interview on the
Yeah.
masterclass.
Mm-hmm.
This is going back a couple of years, though. He did an interview on the masterclass. Same thing that Xavi did, where he talked about his tactics and everything. And there was the English version of that for Xavi and everything. Honestly, go and watch the Xavi one. Go and watch this Ralf Ragnick one. Both tactical analysis videos, brilliant. Xavi's on Spanish football and Ralf Ragnick on German and some of the world's best coaches out there. Pep Guardiola, he loves technical players. If you're not a technical player at Manchester City, you're out the door. It's as simple as that. And this is why I look at someone like Ralf Ragnick coming in to our football club right now. I can tell you straight away, two players, Abdullahi, they might as well pack the bags because they will not play in a system for this manager because I'll tell you now, Aaron Wan-Bissaka is not a technical gifted player and he's got nothing going forward.
Mm-hmm.
He's a basic defender who can do the defensive basics. That is not in any way, shape or form a modern day fullback. So he will not be in this manager's plans. I'll guarantee you that, and he'll make that recommendation to the board. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is not a modern day fullback, so he shouldn't be at this football club.
So you have to sell Wan-Bissaka then.
I'm not necessarily in terms of selling him, because the other manager who comes in to succeed Ragnick might find a way of using him. I don't know, use him as a third centre back or something. You play a back five.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to see him at least adapt and try and give some of the players a chance. And the other player will be Harry Maguire. And that's not just because of the recent performances. Every single centre back that he has earmarked or he's bought for cheap prices, i.e. Kanate and Upamecano are the two most recognised ones. Both of those two players have one thing: pace. Yeah. They are quick and they are fiery centre backs. Harry Maguire hasn't got any fire in him. As soon as he gets done, he hasn't got the pace to recover.
Of his captaincy, like
this is the thing, Abdullahi, and there's one player that I know you've liked because of obviously the Ivory Coast and the African connection, Eric Bailly. I personally think Ralf Ragnick is going to love Eric Bailly, and I'll tell you the reasons why. The only problem that lets him down is the discipline and the rash tackling. He dives in too easily, he's too predictable. But the one thing he's got the pace, he's got the ambition, and yeah, many people say he can fly off the handle and he'll go into a slide tackle. But you want that in the defender. You want somebody who's going to be violent. You want that nastiness in defence. And that's why I think if he's going to choose two centre backs, and Harry Maguire and Varane, Harry Maguire's obviously suspended for 3 games. Varane's still injured. I think Eric Bailly and Lindelof is obviously going to be the makeshift for now. But in the long run, I think Eric Bailly and Varane will play together if we play a back four. Because I don't see where Harry Maguire or Wan-Bissaka are fitting into this team. With the system that this man is going to play, I just don't see where he's going to fit in at all. Either of those two players. And the final point I'm going to make on this personal delay on Ralf Ragnick, young players. I love this man's sense of identity for a young player. He's seen so many generational players. Honestly, I could name loads of them. Mukiele, Haaland, Werner, who's the other, like Spitzer. He's named so many young, talented players from young ages. Buys them for absolute peanuts, 1, 2, 3 million pounds. And then they get turned into 50, 60 million pound players, 2 or 3 years of development. This is one of the reasons why I want somebody like him to work with some of the younger players at our club, like the likes of Mason Greenwood, like the likes of Donny van der Beek. Young players who, in a way, haven't been given the chance or they haven't had the right coaching since they've been in our team or since they've joined our team. Because Donny van der Beek's not had a chance and he's not played under a proper coach.
Yeah.
Neither's Mason Greenwood. In theory, I'd probably say Marcus Rashford because he's not been given the right coaching. Or the manager's not been, or they've not been in the manager's ideas or plans. And another one's Martial. But I think, honestly, a pressing game for some of these players is the sort of discipline that these players need to learn. And like I say, there'll be players in that dressing room. If they listen, I'll guarantee they will learn from this manager. They will learn. If they have the ambitions to go and win major trophies, to have brilliant careers, listen to this man's advice. Even though it's for 6 months, listen and you will learn. And you will improve. Because that's the main thing that I think Manchester United have brought this guy in for, is he will improve most of the players. And if he can't improve them, then there's a reason why he can't. And that is either because they're not good enough or they don't fit his philosophy. And there's very few players that he can improve or he can utilise in his whole coaching, sporting director career. But I want now, for the final 6 months of this season, give him the contract, give him the tools of what he wants. If he wants to go and buy a midfielder in January, let him go and buy a midfielder, because he'll buy somebody that's not only going to suit him because he knows he's already staying on for 2 years. Let him go and buy a midfielder who he's going to use for now and also for the new manager who comes in the summer. So it's not even just going to be about him. It's going to be about future prospects, future plans. And let's see, realistically, we've got nothing to lose. As long as we get the top 4, that's the minimum for us this season. If we win an FA Cup or something, brilliant. If we have a run in the Champions League. But I just honestly want now, just give this man the 6 months that he needs, give him the time and the space. If he wants to bring in his own coaches, let him bring some in. If we're sticking with the same coaching staff, let him bring in 1 or 2 people who he wants as well to work alongside them. But if I had it my way, Abdullahi, Carrick, Phelan, McKenna, the lot of them, the goalkeeping coach, all of them would have gone with Ollie. If I had it my way, they would have all gone. That was a part of one person's team. This is a new person. New ideas, new manager, new philosophy. Everything is new. So we want a new coaching staff as well.
Fair enough. Emmy, Ralf Ragnick, because I know when we talked a lot about it, we talked about Tuchel, we talked about Klopp, we talked about Nagelsmann, we talked about Soap, and even Ansel talked about him. And what I've known about him in terms of his sporting director, he knows how to equip player, he knows the kind of player he wants to bind to the team, and the philosophy of the team to make them better depending on the manager that the club has. And he has that ability very well. So in his coaching ability, I'm a little bit not sure yet. Maybe because he hasn't given the chance to coach a big club yet. Then now he's been given the chance to coach Manchester United. We have to see how we can implement his philosophy in terms of the way he wants to play. Then we'll be able to judge him in the next 6 months. But in that part, to understand something, you cannot get an easy result. You have to give this man time because his philosophy takes a lot of time to implement. So give me your time and give me your say on your take.
Yeah, So this guy, I've been reading about this guy for almost a decade. Yeah, he's top draw in terms of when you talk about the technical aspects of the game.
He's intelligent, isn't he, Emma?
In terms of when you talk about systems, formations, philosophies, he is right up there. People call him the German Bielsa. I don't think that's fair to him. Because he might not have won things. And it's probably because of his demands. But he has created things. He's created teams, and he's created a lot of players that are top draw currently. So let's kind of push back a bit. Who's this guy? This Ralf Ragnick guy. So I heard from what I read about him, he kind of revolutionized the German game. You remember 2002 World Cup. After Germany won that World Cup in 2002 to Brazil. He was one of the coaches or one of the top technocrats that actually tore down the entire German academy programs and rebuilt it in all the corners of Germany. The product of almost of his work actually, you see how Germany grew up that produced that generation of talents. In 2010 they brought some bunch of almost nobodies to the World Cup, and I think they got to the quarterfinals. People were like, what kind of team? These guys are not, nobody knows them. People knew some of them for sure, like the Lambs and stuff, but they brought a bunch of new, and from there that team actually grew. This guy, he plays I think for Manchester United, then put in Manchester United context, I think he's gonna play 4-3-3. I might be wrong, but he looks like a 4-3. It looks like he's gonna play 4-3-3. Now the question is, does he have the players to implement his style? His style of play is hard rock and roll. Is like Jurgen Klopp's style of football, which is he just doesn't want to have possession without doing something with it.
They finished third in 2010. Third.
Who was that?
Germany.
2010 in the World Cup.
Yeah, they finished third.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, yeah. That makes sense. So he is going to make Manchester United run Like, so currently, in terms of sprints in the Premier League, Manchester United is 20th. In terms of defensive, defensive pressure on the ball, Manchester United is 20th, almost 20th. I think they're 18th or 20th in the league. Um, he is going to change all of that. So Manchester United is going to start pressing the ball from the front. Now, what does that mean for Ronaldo? Ronaldo actually presses. It's just that he doesn't press consistently. He does press. I watch him. He does try to get the ball. Now, with a coordinated approach, he doesn't have to sprint as many times. Um, but with a good structure from this coach, a structure that will help him, they win that ball quickly and actually, get the ball up to the wings and and start some action, some attacking action. It's going to be an interesting time. The only problem I see with this guy is, and the team is, will the team accept his philosophy, what he's trying to do? And I won't lie, if this guy does not work in Manchester United, like if this guy's style and philosophy doesn't work in Manchester United, I don't know what else will work. I swear, because they brought Van Gaal, they brought Mourinho, this guy too. If this does not work, I know Red Devil is here. If this does not work, it's lights out. They should just tear down the entire organization and buy. I don't know. I don't know what they have to do, but this guy has to work. Like this is the last card. In Nigeria where you play what, right? They say last card check up. Yeah, this is last card. This is last card check up. See, no joke. If this guy doesn't work, if this guy flops in Manchester United, I'm on record. It's over. They should.
Well, as we said, like it's more. It's I'm not as a sort of as a manager in the thingy. So like as I think Abdullah alludes to, like I guess we'll kind of see what happens. I think it is more where we'll see, as you kind of alluded to, we'll see Ralph kind of work is when he gets that sporting director role.
Sporting director,
Decisions of background. That's where. So I think I'm not expecting him to in these 6 months to win the Champions League, Premier League, do all this stuff. That's not going to happen. That's just not going to happen.
But he's going to change how you guys play. He's going to make you guys play differently. So now Manchester United currently tries to play, sit back and absorb pressure and then go on the counter. That's not his style. He's going to set up a structure on how you guys press the ball. And he's going to play, with more athleticism, and when you have the ball, there's a purpose. When you have the ball, what you do, he's going to give you guys that direction, and he's very, very detailed. So he's going to draw everything out, and now that's what I'm saying. It's now for the players to absorb what he's saying and actually learn, because he's going to improve every one of them lot, in everything they want to do. Even guys that you think are not good, like Fred, like McTominay, don't be surprised. They actually start becoming decent and start making better decisions.
Well, Chelsea, from what I heard, Chelsea did want him, but it was because was it that he didn't want
because
to
of the sporting director. That was the reason.
And the sporting director.
The reason, another reason that he didn't work was Chelsea wanted to give him a 6 months to 12 months contract first, and then because Chelsea at the time, we knew what we wanted. It's just that Chelsea doesn't like to give power to the coaches. It's not the style of Roman, right? So I think they were a little hesitant to give power, almost 100% power in terms of recruiting, because he wants to manage recruiting. He wants to be in charge. He wants to be on the board where they make those decisions of who they're hiring. So Chelsea already has someone like in Marina and Czech also. They didn't want to disturb that. So he actually recommended Chelsea to go get Tuchel, because Tuchel is a direct disciple of this guy, and Tuchel's current number 2, who is, I think his name is Zot. Zot also worked with him at RB Leipzig. So he said with those two, he told Marina, with those two, Chelsea
Abdullah,
for a long time.
check your DM. Check your Twitter DM.
Yeah, so he was the first person Marina actually went to, but because of the terms, it just won't work. And then he recommended Chelsea to go to Tuchel. Tuchel didn't want to take a job at the time. I heard he started talking to Tuchel, right after he got sacked on Christmas last year. I think Frank Lampard got sacked January 23rd. So between that Christmas and I think the Manchester City game, that was when Chelsea made the decision. The remaining games were just to make sure they put everything in place. I think they already made their decision after the Manchester City game where we lost badly at Stamford. Was it at Stamford Bridge? Yeah, where we lost 3-1 at Stamford Bridge last January. Yeah. So this guy is actually a good thing for you guys, right, Devil? I swear.
Emma, can I just make one point and then just carry on, mate? Yeah. In his whole footballing career, management, sporting director, everything, you'd say over over a decade or whatever, he's never been sacked. Just let that sink in. He's never been sacked from a position. And you think of all the great coaches that have been out there. Yeah. But carry on, anyway. Carry on.
Yeah, no, he so in the past, right? Germany used to play 3-5-2, right? Ralf Ragnick was one of the coaches that actually changed the German national team from playing 3-5-2 to playing 4 at the back. Although they won, I think 3 World Cups. Yeah, they won 3 World Cups.
Yeah, 3. Yeah.
Yeah, with that 3 at the back, especially that 1990 World Cup. If you watch the 1990 World Cup, where Lothar Matthäus, Bremer, Klinsmann, Vola, all those guys, they played 3-5-2 against Argentina. That final was very boring. Argentina did most of the play, and I think Germany was just efficient. They got a penalty and they took the World Cup home. What I'm saying is this guy's style of play is rock and roll. But the thing is, I don't know if United have the players to play his style. So it takes a little while for it to kick in, but you start to see differences after the 5th game at least. So, but the thing, Red Devil, do you have players that can run? Like, can you guys sprint? Like this guy.
No, you haven't chose one of them.
You have this. You have like Greenwood and Rashford and even Lingard are players that can run for Kingdom Come. Like Fred, I think is actually a player, ironic enough, that Ragnick actually would like because he likes to close down. He's very tenacious and he's very
Van der Beek as well.
Van der Beek as well. To be honest, it's more the Maguires, potentially McTominay,
Wan-Bissaka.
Bruno, he could probably improve Bruno. Wan-Bissaka, I think, is a worry. Although Wan-Bissaka is still quick, to be fair. It's just more his positional sense, but it's not his pace his recovery pace is fine, as you see when he comes back tackling.
What if Wan-Bissaka improves? Let's remember how Wan-Bissaka is now. Let's remember how we kind of say he cannot cross. His final balls are crap. Let's remember that now, and let's give Wan-Bissaka 6 months at the end of this season to see if he changes. I'll be surprised if this guy doesn't, tell him what he can do differently in certain positions where he has the ball, where he needs to look. Because
it's the competition. Because at the end of the day, like every player, United player now has a clean slate, and like players like, for example, Dalot, who's there, who hasn't been involved much, he might get a look into. Telles, for example, over Shaw. So there are a lot of other players, even the defense, maybe by, and so on. So a lot of players, and then even some of the young youth players that he has access to, like an Ahmad or a Langer, or players that don't even feature at all. So from as far as I'm concerned, like the next month, or so is like much like when Tuchel came into Chelsea. It's a blank slate. Everyone gets a chance to prove themselves, see what happens, and then after a month, maybe 2 months, he'll finally get like his team or how he feels.
But do you think the United board will give him the access to bring in those kind of players that because for sure the next permanent manager, he's going to have a big input in it, right? Based on the contract.
Yeah. I don't think he would have accepted the job, because the impression getting from the job is that he didn't want to accept this job if he wasn't going to get a degree of power. because the reports
Yes,
were that like he rejected it initially on Monday.
he
Mhm.
did.
Yeah, on
Because he
Monday.
wasn't going to get that, but then like they renegotiated the terms, and it sounds like it's based on the sporting director and him having like a significant say. So I think that even whoever comes, like even for the new coach,
Mhm.
I think that he's going to be responsible in terms of part of that recruitment of getting that new coach. And so
Mhm.
if you're going to then recruit the new coach, you're clearly going to recruit a coach that you feel that you can work with. Maybe that might be a Ten Hag, for example. You don't know, but but it's not just going to be solely on him. But the point I'm trying to make is that like
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a moot point because I think that he's going to have significant control that the new coach that comes in, they're going to be working together and doing things. So it will be almost a good thing. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yep. That makes total sense. I think also, just to add, the players. Yeah, I don't know how do you think the players are going to take his methods though?
They just have to. They just. They just have
Because
to take it.
yeah, because now they know he's there for long term, so he's not just going to be there.
I think a lot of the young players are going to listen to him because they've not. Some of them have not been coached by a proper coach. For example, some of the players that came through at the particular times that they did, such as Greenwood. Greenwood has never been properly coached by anybody. Ollie's not a coach.
No.
He was just the manager. He just stood there, made the decisions.
Put
He never
calls on the
coached these
ground.
players on the training ground.
Yeah.
Even similar players like Van der Beek. Van der Beek's not been given a chance at this club, nor has he been coached at this club. He's been coached at Ajax, not since coming to Manchester United. And he's not been given a chance. Jadon Sancho, exactly the same story.
Yep.
So all these players, and all these players are young. They're still young born players.
Even Fred with proper coaching.
Yeah, Fred.
Don't be surprised with proper coaching. He actually starts, making things tick in that.
Yeah, he'll probably be the Fred from Brazil. That will see.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
exactly. Because what Fred just lacks is proper instructions when he plays it for Manchester United. Those instructions of when you have the ball, these are your three options. The three options will always be available to you. You just have to make the right decision. If those options are unavailable, this is your safe. Always have a safe spot. Most coaches like this, they always give you 4 different options to pass the ball. And if those are not available or are blocked, they give you the ability to always have a safe pass back, to keep retention of the ball. I think those are little things that Manchester United really lacked, and this guy's gonna do stuff. I think the Premier League is just about to get more interesting. I can imagine this guy versus Pep in the next Manchester derby is gonna be all going.
That's the one I'm looking forward to more than him and Klopp.
You are saying about
That's two contrasting philosophies.
Out of the Old Trafford against Chelsea in February.
Yeah, he'll be there. It's going to be Tuchel versus him. Well, one thing, even if he was the one that gave Tuchel his first job, like this stuff you put up is saying, Tuchel himself has evolved, right? He's evolved, he's modified, he's kind of made his own playing patterns unique. So one thing about having a coach like Ragnick and Bielsa, like kind of, or Arrigo Sacchi, is you always have most of the coaches that come through those philosophies also evolve their game. It's just like the philosophy guys back in Greece, Plato and Socrates. Socrates didn't take everything from Plato, right? He also created his own different philosophies and logic, that align to what he believes. So it's just the same way on this guy.
So before I come to Red Devil, my brothers, Ralf Ragnick, the father of the GengePressing. Give me your take.
Okay, let me start by saying that Ralph's appointment serves as testament to the level of competition that currently exists in the Premier League. And like I've been saying for the past maybe year or two, it's only going to get tougher. The spaces and the point gaps between teams are going to get shorter. and something as little as half a yard, a quarter of a yard, is all that's needed to make a difference. I think
Yep.
Manchester United have just made a statement with this appointment, even though when I look at the terms that come with his appointment as interim for 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
it appears that he isn't the long term hire.
Yeah.
I just read an article that said after 6 months,
It will be
he's
the
going to
consult
transition into being a
sporting director.
consultant for the
Yeah.
club.
Yeah.
It didn't make mention of the word sporting director. It just said
It's like
consultant.
a sporting director because he'll be working with
He's
mostly.
he's overseeing
He's gonna
some of
be
the
overseeing the
football in up.
transfers and
Yeah,
everything around the
and
club.
he's got a
Which,
saying. He's
which
got
I
a
said
say
to
in the
United fans that
decisions.
they need a structure because if you have a structure, regardless of the manager you bring in, you will succeed because now you have a director of football that is gonna tell you have to get this study. This is how the manager wants to play. Let's get this
And he's going to
study.
advise people, isn't he, Abdullah? Let's
Advice
be
exactly
honest.
because like I said it, buying Ronaldo doesn't make any sense. That's a stupid, ridiculous decision to make. You don't need it because you actually
Oh,
need a DM.
interesting.
Yeah, you need a
Okay.
DM because a DM will make you translate from being a counter-attacking football to a more pressing.
It's because Ragnick saw that as a
And if
commercial
Ragnick is here,
signing.
I can guarantee you won't
Okay.
buy Ronaldo. If it's there, he will tell you no. He doesn't need it on the system because he doesn't. Yeah, he can score goals for you, but he will tell you I don't need it because this team can evolve without him.
So I say all
Wait,
that.
wait, who are you talking about? Ronaldo?
Yeah.
I say
Ah, it will take him a while to because Ronaldo is on contract, right? So I
Mhm.
don't think, yeah, that's going to be a battle. I don't think he wants to get into. I think what he's going to do, Ronaldo, is probably just going to either aid him, kind of help him, to be the person that the team passes to finish up the chances,
Mhm.
or and then in the defensive phase of the game, he's going to just point to him what he wants him to, the passing lanes he wants him to close down. I don't think he wants Ronaldo to be running, pressing the ball
No,
everywhere.
yeah.
I think he'll just say close the
Keep him
pass
in the
lane.
box. That's
Yeah,
what they're going to do.
Okay, it
yeah,
will be
close.
advising director of Fletcher. He will probably have a hand in advising the transfer and just
Wait,
o-
how can Fletcher be director? Is
okay.
Fletcher the director of football for Manchester United?
He's a technical director.
It
John Murtaugh's
appears
the director
it
of football.
it appears so.
Oh my
So
days, that doesn't make sense. Like,
so
how do you guys, even Red Devil knows better football than Fletcher?
in
Bro, it's
in
just,
in continuing my point, um, I say all that to say Manchester United are going to improve in terms of what he can bring to them offensively.
Mhm.
Um, Giving them a pattern of play that's well defined, that's refined, a pattern of
Modern.
play where Martin and the fact that they're going to be able to recycle the ball a lot more. It isn't just going to be a case where they have a chance, they mess up in their passing, and then they lose the ball. They're going to be in situations where they're proactive on offense and defense. Because I think for a very long time, United just lacked this knack of being proactive on defense. It's almost like they just waited, like the red light district, legs open,
Wow.
have at it the way you want. But I
Wow.
think under Ralph, there's going to be this know-how of okay, we have to be here, you have to be here. This is your
Mhm.
position. A lot of people oftentimes talk about man marking, and man marking is great. It's essential to the game of football. But I think Ralph would also instill the whole idea of like commanding the space, marking the space,
Mhm.
knowing how to position yourself as a team in a way that it forces your opposition to go back and you can actually win the ball higher up the pitch if you're well placed. Um, he gave Tuchel a job as a coach.
Mhm.
Tuchel had no intentions of being a coach after his knee injury.
Mhm.
He also helped Klopp very early on in sort of founding his ideas
Mhm.
and giving him a way to base them off of. So I think the only thing that's kind of comedic to me is the fact that there's an arrogant bunch of United fans who seem to think that all of a sudden, and I'm so happy Emmy brought up this point, because the teacher is finally in the Premier League, it means that the students aren't as good, if not better than him. Ideas, as they go through different minds, they change, they evolve. So I'm pretty sure that just as well as Ralph knows Klopp and Tuchel, they know him just as much, if not better, because they learned from him. Sorry, because they learned from him. So for me, like I always say, the more the merrier. I love competition.
No, you don't.
No, not in the Champions League.
Oh,
I don't mind it in the Premier League. I don't mind competition in the Premier League.
Is that you saying? Is that you saying bring on Bayern in the Champions League? Bring on
No,
Bayern. Bring on PSG.
no.
no,
It's the
no.
opposite in the Champions League is
You
opposite.
never hear me say bring on Bayern.
Bring on Bayern.
I always want the lowest hanging fruit in the Champions League. I say all that to say in the league, it's
Doesn't
only going to
everyone?
get competitive, you know.
Not me. Not me.
I think gone are the days of having Pep win back to back. You know, I think clubs are smartening up. Clubs are waking up. I think West Ham is going to be the next club because they're getting a new owner who's incredibly passionate about
Wait,
football
what do you mean the next club? What do you mean the next club?
in terms of ambition.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're getting a new
Yeah, they're not
Czechoslovakian.
winning the league.
No, I just know. Are
No,
you saying that? Are you saying they're the next up? Are they the next up? Is that what you're saying? Or
No. Hear me out. Because there's actually, it's not something to laugh about. I don't even find it funny. Because I actually feel like, as well as Chelsea is doing, it calls for us to even tighten up our boots even more. Because when West Ham, when their takeover is completed, from what I understand about their owner, he loves football. So he's going to have like a huge investment as to how well the club is performing. And I think Moyes is on the right trajectory. You look at Newcastle, albeit they may get relegated this season, but they like the championship would be the perfect backdrop and the perfect setting for them to get their affairs in order. And then when they come back
Wolves,
to
they're
the
doing Wolves.
Champions League,
Yeah.
when they come back to the Champions League, to the Premier League rather, they have a solid foundation. You know, you look at Wolves, you look at even Crystal Palace. When you look at what Vieira's doing, it's really not that bad. So I say that to say the margin of error with each season that passes is incredibly small. And my last point would be, if it is true that at the end of 6 months, Ralph will depart the club or become the consultant, then that next managerial appointment has to follow in. I don't necessarily want
I
to say the
told before
ideology.
I told God
No,
this stuff already. I said it. Yes, I know he's very good in terms of tactical ability and philosophy, but see, you will lose matches, and he needs to understand that his style of play doesn't work immediately. It takes time to work. If you guys lose, man
no,
doesn't make this man a bad manager. You gotta have to give him time to work. Because when
no.
Klopp came
That
in,
wasn't.
their
See,
pressing
That's
did
not
not
my
work
point.
instantly.
I've said
That's
it
not my
that if
point.
this guy doesn't work at United, it's check up. Like it's last card check up.
Wait,
That means
My
let
point.
something
My
wait, let
point
let, yeah,
is
let
something
Marvin's
is
land. Let
when the
Marvin's land.
6 months when the 6 months is up, whomever
Mhm.
comes in has to be someone with that same school of thought, so that
yeah.
the
Yeah.
work continues and the work isn't
Yep.
undone.
Ten
As
Yep.
Hag.
far as Ten
I don't
Hag,
know.
yeah, but yeah, someone progressive going forward.
Pochettino?
See, the beautiful thing about having a Raf is the next guy that he recommends might not be someone we know.
Yep.
It might still be
Could be Jesse
someone.
Marsh at Leipzig or something like that.
Yeah,
No,
Yeah.
not
not even to that extent. It might be someone who is still doing their schooling in Germany, who's in a
Mm,
German academy coaching. You know, so
mm,
I say all that to say it's kind of like Master Sensei. That's what United have now. And
mm.
as far as how quick it would take for them to see changes, I would say 5 to 10 games. But like
I
I
think
always
yeah, I
say,
think 5 games at least.
I always say, footballers, their motivation and their willingness to become better and to listen plays a huge part. People often overlook that. Ralf Ragnick could stand in the dressing room and at Carrington and yell and try to instill his philosophy. But if the likes of McTominay, Fred, and even Cristiano Ronaldo or Maguire are unwilling to listen, then it's like one step forward and two steps back.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, whatever. Ralf Ragnick, because you remember we had the talk on your show, and I said
Yeah, no, yeah, we
I
have
said
said
it,
a bit.
the structure is finally back, and that is what you guys have been missing. But I'm not sure yet on his style of play, the way he's the way he still is in philosophy into the team. Because I listened to what most fans said. Tuchel, Klopp, Nagelsmann, David Wagner, or young boys are those coaches who learn from
Jesse Marsh,
Jesse March. Are those coaches
Hassel Hotel.
Hassan Hoto, yeah, are those coach who learn from Ragnick. And I said it. See, this man, no matter how genius he is, he will make mistake. And for this philosophy to work, it will take time. You guys have to give the fans have to understand that this is a long term process. Give this man the time to instill his Jordan Club when he came in, the GengePressing did not work immediately. It takes time to work.
Whose
Hello?
phone is that?
Who is that?
Is that your phone?
Hey, hey,
Who is
hey,
that?
hey, hey. This is a bot.
You have
Hey.
the line, man.
That's
Yeah,
not me.
whose phone is that? Whether before we get them
I
That
think
was
it's
marvelous. That was marvelous. That was
It
marvelous.
was marvelous, man. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
marvelous. What was all this?
Wow.
This is not Africa.
Uh,
This is not Africa. Relax. If you're gonna go back home, I can understand that, but relax.
Abdullahi,
Yeah, at the end of Abdullahi, like it's not like I said. This is all about process, and this is what I keep on repeating about it. It's not about like winning now. Although anything is possible, I'm sure Chelsea fans didn't think that Tuchel was going to come in and then win the Champions League.
I knew. Red Devil, I knew.
Did you?
Don't worry, I'm lying. Don't worry.
Really?
Continue. Red Devil, I lied.
When Tuchel was appointed, I remember a lot of Chelsea fans being like,
I was like, nah.
yes,
I knew Tuchel was. I knew.
Let's
Tuchel
put a bet on
was-
live. Let's put a bet on.
It was only Emmy that was like,
Yeah,
this is the
I
man.
knew.
It was
I
only
knew.
him
I was always saying that you guys should give this guy a chance. This guy is really good. They call him the professor, but people were like, "Oh, what's a professor? He's not winning a league title outside of
exactly.
blah 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 blah." Some people even
Exactly.
said, "Well, if he
Every
was
feeling
that good,
himself down, man. Every
why
feeling
didn't
himself
you win
down,
the
man.
league?" So
I
someone
the
actually,
funny part. You know what's gonna make it interesting? If these guys keep winning, people will forget about this. He hasn't won in the Big 12 and everything. It's because you have to see when you win, you change people's mind and their mindset and
Exactly.
their brain.
yeah,
You know.
this is a chart of all the coaches that that's.
So let me see. Hold on. Oh my god.
You can make it
His
bigger.
coach last.
Yeah, just zoom it in from the left, Abdullah, and then just start
Zoom in.
moving over.
Can I see it?
Keep going.
Yeah,
here
we
we
can see
go.
it.
Yeah, we can see it now.
Okay. So Peters, Zelda. Okay, I know Club. I know Nagelsmann, Bayern Munich. I know this is Bayern.
Yeah, David
So, the
Wagner was him at.
assistant coach of Chelsea.
Yeah, that's the
David
Wagner was at
Wagner.
Huddersfield.
Young boys. This one
Roger
was
Schmidt is decent, I swear. Isn't he quite decent?
Yeah,
I've heard of him. I don't know what he's.
So Sebastian, and I don't know this one. Marcos.
Oh, Christopher Front. I didn't even know if he came from him too.
Let me add in something very quick.
Marco Rose.
Because I saw on Twitter, Marco Rose he's above good. I would say he's borderline very good.
Per Mertesacker.
People say like Germany. I'm seeing this all over. I'm seeing this all over Twitter. People saying Germany has a lot of great coaches. Well, one of the reasons for that, if you like do some research, you'd find that their approach to football is kind of modeled after like school in a weird way, if that makes sense.
Like a coaching school. Yeah.
It's like a coaching school where they kind of go from grade to grade to grade, and they learn and they refine and they go over their philosophies, and they actually have round table discussions where they talk about football. in a
And that's why,
practical sense and in a theoretical sense, and
yeah,
that's why they
Marvel's,
produce so many good coaches.
yeah, also Marvel's, just to add, right? That's why they marveled at Pep when he was a Bayern, right? Because Pep came in at the time when they thought that they had the science, the arts, because through Ragnick, they thought, okay, you know what, we've been able to create our own stuff. But Pep was different. That's why people don't respect Pep. I
Yeah,
respect Pep
I've got
I
a,
because
I've
tell.
got I've got a
because
question for
Pep
everyone. Though.
showed up in the Bundesliga. I'm not saying maybe he had the best team.
Yeah, he did.
But
Not maybe, he did. He did.
yeah, he did have the best team. But let's put it into consideration. The football philosophy Pep plays, most of these guys on this chart actually were like, wow, okay. Because every time they try to make him change his approach, he comes up with a different solution that these guys did not think about. Most of these guys would tackle Pep with all kinds of systems, formations, how to, when you win the ball here, this is what, all that kind of stuff. They get into all kinds of discussions. It was so much that Tuchel and Pep turned a Bavarian restaurant into a football field. With they use pots, pans, forks, knives
Yeah,
as players.
they used condiment
Yeah, they
jars
they
to
they they
represent players,
yeah they turned
and
they
they were
turned
in
the
there
whole
for
restaurant
hours.
into a tactical board, right? But these guys, all one thing they all still do is that they respect Pep. I'm not saying Pep is the greatest, the best, but I think some people
My
underrate
uncle.
what Pep does because it looks so simple. He does it almost every time he wins the league. People are always saying, "Well, he won the league without a striker." Yeah, he can. He's the only one that can do that.
Well,
Because he's got a
So
system. He's got a system that works without one.
yeah,
I've
and,
always
and you know
said
what?
about
Every year, Pep changes the way he plays. Like
yeah, he
his
Yes,
four
he
tweaks
three
it.
does.
three
Or
is
he
not.
changes coaches.
Yeah, the
Yes.
4-3-3 he's playing now is different from last season. It's
Yeah,
different from the previous season. He constantly is changing. It's like he inside the during the break during the season break, he just goes back into his coven and cooks up some new stuff. I'm sure his players are like, geez, what am I going to do this next season? I don't know what my role will be, but guess what, I trust in him and I know he's going to make he's going to put something out there that that works for me. Let's go away from Pep, but this guy is also someone that actually follows the same pattern. His team plays attacking football. It's pure pressing football, possession based, high end pressing, win the ball, counter attack, counter press. Um, I don't know if Maguire can play for this guy, Red Devil. I don't know
No,
because
No.
never. Now I told
No.
I said it.
because
If
he plays
Ralph
a
comes in,
he plays a high line.
you have to
He
strip
plays,
Maguire after the club
yeah,
captain.
Yeah,
ASAP.
Maguire's
Strip him.
uh,
Strip him. No
Maguire's
homo.
days
Take,
are
Strip
numbered.
him.
take the captain off
Strip him.
with immediate effect.
look,
ASAP.
look.
ASAP.
Abdullah said strip
Strip him.
Maguire off the captaincy with so much energy and so much venom. You would think he was talking about actual clothes, but no. I just wanted to add
You're
quickly to
sick,
what
man.
Emmy
You're sick.
said. I've always said whenever I come on any platform, Pep is an anomaly. And whenever people just like categorize his current, especially what Manchester City have done in his tenure as
mhm.
tiki taka, I
No,
often like think of it as like a lazy. That's just them just being lazy. Because if you look at
okay.
how he's played since he left
Mm.
Barcelona,
Yep.
it's way different from
Mhm.
tiki
Oh
taka.
yeah.
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
say
It's more advanced.
yeah,
Mm.
it's far more advanced and it's much more lethal. So
Yeah, and
I
that's
Mm.
think
why
I think Pep deserves respect, and I also think
I ain't
it's
respecting him.
unfortunate that
Lampard is Bonnie McDonald pockets.
no, it's unfortunate that Mark Donald's
Oh,
right.
God.
Yeah,
It's un,
yeah.
it's unfortunate.
He's been in with Hazard, isn't
It's
No,
Don't
unfortunate.
no
don't do
comment.
that. Don't do
No
that.
comment.
Don't
It,
do that.
Legend.
it's unfortunate how I think the Times are treating Mourinho. I think Mourinho is going to suffer the same fate
No, he won't. No, he won't,
as
man.
Wenger
No,
in
no.
terms of deteriorating with his philosophy to
Oh,
the
here we
point
go,
where he
man.
becomes a dinosaur. But I
he? Do you
just
think
No,
think
Mourinho's going to
You're
get
so
a job at FIFA though?
disrespectful. You're so
No,
disrespectful, man.
I love Mourinho.
No,
But
you
I
don't.
think
No,
at a certain point you have to be honest.
I'm being honest, man. Oh, come. Oh,
I think at a certain point
marvelous,
you
man.
have to be
Don't
honest.
diss
I
Uncle
love
Mo. Don't diss
everything.
Uncle
Exactly.
Mo.
What are you doing, man?
I love everything that he did for Chelsea, but he severely underachieved at Real Madrid.
I would have said
No, he
severely.
won.
I would
No,
have said
no,
that.
no,
No, I
no.
would have
He
said
won the
that. Don't
league.
do
He
that.
won.
Don't
He
do
won
that.
the league. He
I
won
wouldn't
the
say that,
league
man.
after 4 or 5 years, and
What's
Madrid
this
fell.
marvelous?
Stop.
Stop, man.
Okay, we'll get into that debate at another time. But
You
but
said severely underachieved.
Let them
Mourinho
let
was
them
also
finish up your
hold
point.
on. Mourinho is also another person who's an anomaly. Also,
Yeah, yeah. I've got a question, Abdullah.
Okay.
I've got a question for everyone. Because we know that Ragnick's going to do 6 month interim.
Mhm.
Who do you honestly think he's going to recommend?
I have
For the
I
long-
have a manager in
I want,
mind.
everybody
Okay.
can just give their own
Okay.
name.
I've
Just one
seen-
name.
I've seen Jesse Marsh play, the Salzburg manager. I like him. I will have loved Nagelsmann, but it's in Bayern. That's no.
So you think he's going to He's going to
No,
put
I
forward
think-
Jesse Marsh
No.
as his
I think
successor?
between Jesse March and Mauricio Pochettino,
Hmm.
because
Fair
Poch
enough.
play a style of play of gang. He knows he wants to press football, and when you have a structure on your team of this man, he will recommend Poch into them and tell them, "I have a player who can play the style of play of this manager. Go for him because this player we have."
But him and Poch play differently, though. Abdullah.
Yes, I know.
They play
but-
massively differently.
Yeah, but the gang pressing this man wants to play, I think Poch can play the same formation too, with the right players,
the press,
right philosophy, and right style.
Yeah, but the pressing is different with Pochettino.
Yeah, but when you
They,
have
dro-
this
they,
man,
dro-
when
they
you have
drop
this
off
man-
a lot more
when
than
you
they
have
press
this
the
man- yeah,
teams.
as I said, when you have this man as a structure, it's easier for Poch to communicate, to have that communication with him together and work, because you need a manager who has proven, who has experience in Premier League. Not
But
just
you
a
know,
manager who-
these first 6 months is going to be like professor versus students, right?
Mhm, I
He's
know.
going to drill the Manchester players like students. Like
Yeah, he's going to drill them for the next manager.
It's going to be take your homework, take your homework.
Mhm.
This is what I want you to do. Go, I think that's what he's going to do.
And
He's
we're
gonna,
gonna
like
see
what Marvelous said.
so many of the players gonna get injured a lot because of the way he
Yeah.
plays. A lot.
Fair point. And then, just like what Marvelous said, he's going to lay that foundation for the next manager.
Coming.
The
That's why I
next-
said I
the
can see
next-
Poch coming in.
Go on,
Because-
Emmy. Who do you think then? Hang on,
Abdallah, can I say
Abdallah.
my say?
Okay.
Yeah,
Can I
go
say my
ahead.
say
Go
on
ahead.
If you remember, like a week ago or 2 weeks ago or a month ago, I've been saying Manchester United should get Ralf Ragnick. You can vouch for me, Abdallah. I've been saying this for a while now, that Manchester United should get Ralf Ragnick.
Yep.
Dude, like this is good for Manchester United to me, because I've been wanting to see how would Ralf Ragnick do in Manchester United, and then hold on, let me put my mind in check. But I like Ralf Ragnick, man. I rate him, man. As a sporting director and as a manager. His tactics is very, he's the grandfather of, GengePressing. I've seen his work in Salzburg and in Leipzig. He did wonders there for that club.
Wonders. He took an energy drink and made it into a football club.
The last.
Literally.
Yeah, no, literally though, Abdullah.
No.
Oh.
You're making me crave for energy, but it's cool in America here, so let's move.
4th tier of German football, and then to a Champions League semi-final.
I know.
Yeah, but the thing about this is I'm wondering what Ralf Ragnick would do, man. Because if he gets the full control, full of scouting, signings, helping them coaches out, that would be good. So I think this signing with Ralf Ragnick with Manchester United is a really big dub, especially if he gets full control. That's a really, really, really big dub, because I know especially his formation that he'd be using is most likely you'll see a 4-2-2-2
or 4-3-3 or 3-5-2
or 4-3-3 that too. But I've known him from Leipzig. He used a 4-2-2-2 because he had the players for that. And during that time,
just to interject very, very quickly, this is just something for everyone on this panel to ponder on. How ironic is it that a week after reports coming out of Carrington and Manchester say that the United board decided that Sir Alex Ferguson would have no input on who the next interim or manager would be. They appoint someone as progressive as Ralf Ragnick. That's just something to keep in mind. See, the devil is always in the details, and for so long I said Sir Alex Ferguson is a puppet master.
Relax.
Just keep that in mind.
Let me let Red Devil.
Red
Can you
Devils,
comment?
yeah.
Can you comment on that? I would like to get.
I think that Sir Alex Ferguson's input is grossly overinflated. So
Yeah,
like
yeah, I agree.
the man has literally basically been recovering from a brain aneurysm of the last couple of
Exactly. Let the man enjoy retirement and
like that.
recover.
Like if he's involved in anything, it's more of a sort of a what's it called
Ambassador.
again?
Consulting.
Yeah, because not even consulting us. It's almost like how the Queen, because
She's
the
the
Queen ruled
president.
UK.
Yeah.
She doesn't. She's like it's like a figurehead.
Yeah.
Someone who's kind of just there, has
Yeah,
influence,
yeah.
but doesn't really have any real say in the goings on of the actual club. And I think it's the same thing with Svalix. Like, yeah, I don't think he's really even on the board per se. So I'm not saying that doesn't have no influence. Of course, he'll have influence, and of course, when he knows the players and knows the people that he's with, he'll because he's worked with the players and because he likes the people, he will of course have that. But in terms of definitive, decisive actions, no. He's well past that, to be perfectly honest. And I think it distracts from the reality that this football club has been managed, from top to bottom. What likes of Glazer, Ed Woodward, and everything around that has been managed poorly. And it's easy to say, "Oh, Sir Alex is this or this or this." Like, is it Sir Alex or um, is it Ed Woodward? Is it Joe Glazer? Is it Jason Martin? Is it Dan Fletcher? Is it this culture at the football club that is basically that we generated a fortune under Ollie, which was basically a trying to get back to old school, but really you're just having a lot of inexperienced um, individuals in top positions that are basically just trying to learn on the job, see what they can do. The danger that Ralf Ragnick happens and why maybe a lot of top clubs are avoiding him is because this man demands control. My only worry about this whole thing going forward is that like he's gonna demand so much control that he will
Leave, walk out.
no, I won't. No, I don't think he'll leave per se, but I think that he'll certainly clash with it could certainly weak, especially because the likes of Ed Woodward, who the assumption anyway was that he was going to leave. They're still sketching as to whether he's going to leave or not. So I just see him. He's the type of guy who you're thinking like, if the dude doesn't get his way, he'll be very difficult to work with. But at the same time, that's what United need, because United needs someone who actually knows a damn about football and recruitment, and not businessmen or other people
It's
who
about money.
are doing. So I don't mind him Ralph kicking, even if it doesn't yield instant success in the first year or two. I'd still rather have someone with a footballing brain in charge than people who don't have a footballing brain or who are too inexperienced. Simple as that.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah. One
NK.
thing I want to say is
Okay, if I go to NK.
one thing I want to say is that people, yeah, I know he doesn't have experience, with the Premier League and stuff like that. But to me, like to me, how I see football is that if your tactics look surprisingly promising and looks effective in the way how you play, then I would rate it, and I would rate that style of play going everywhere, going to every league, playing good. Like I don't really like, if you know what I'm trying to say. Like,
Yeah, I got you.
yeah, like it doesn't really matter if you don't like win nothing. Like, I just want to see how effective your style of play is. So that's
I
the
got
most
you.
important that people should keep that in.
NK.
What's up?
Ralf
What's up,
Ragnick,
Abdullah?
GengePressing, man. The Godfather. They call him the Godfather of German football.
Okay.
GengePressing. So give me your take on him.
Listen. First things first. I hope everyone on the panel's cool, man, and people watching. Thanks for watching, man. I'm gonna try and keep it basic. I'm not gonna go too deep. Um, this is a big boy signing. This is a big boy appointment. Big boy appointment. And it's not even the
Preach,
management.
preach, preach.
It's a big boy appointment, and it's not even the management thing is not really. I don't really care about that. This consultancy role
Mm-hmm.
that this man's have is guys. I'm a bit like rightfully so. We should be worried because this guy's serious. You understand what I'm saying? This guy's a serious guy. Now the management, as I said before, the management I'm not really concerned about. It is what it is. Look at the squad. Certain players, your time's numbered. Luke Shaw, you're one of them. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. McTominay, another guy. Like I'm sorry. Like it's certain players that Aaron Basaka. I don't know, man. Like it's tough. It's tough,
Mm-hmm.
man, and it is what it is. You just have to move on, and that's what they're gonna do. Um, you know, the players that he got under his stewardship, the caliber
Mm-hmm.
of young players that he's got, his
Yeah.
record, not
Mm-hmm.
even the influence he's had, the players that he's booked, that he's found, speaks for
Mm-hmm.
itself.
Yeah.
And where they're valued. I don't even need to. People here know the type of players. You could go through a list, serious players.
Yeah.
So like it's scary. It's scary hours for the league, man. And like Tosin said on a previous stream, man, the Premier League's the Super League now. That's what it is. The Premier League is the Super League. Like it is what it is now. Like it's just crazy. Conte, Tuchel, Pep, Klopp. You have this guy overseeing United now. I know Benitez isn't up to that, but Benitez is still a quality manager. You see what Newcastle's doing. You see what Moyes is doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
It's
it's
going
just
to
great.
be insane, especially when Newcastle start to kick in a gear.
Exactly.
It's like it's. I almost think, sorry not to interrupt your point, but I almost think it's almost unfair that like the Premier League only has four
For
CL
Champions, yeah,
because
nah,
as we're seeing in the Premier League, I mean, who knows? I'm not saying what the future is, but like, even now we're starting to see. You look at even the Champions League topping of the group, all four champion English teams have all topped their group, and you could make a case that at least three of them are favourites in City, Chelsea, and Liverpool. So I think the disparity between the English top flight right now and say La Liga, which looks like it might be declining, Bundesliga, okay, Syria, you know,
I
yeah.
mean,
you know what I mean?
no,
Like,
no. But look. You only have to look to the amount of times, whether it's the Champions League or the Europa League, have been all English finals, and that's been happening. Maybe every 5 years we get one, and it's rarely ever that way for other leagues. I mean, think about it. Not 2 or 3 seasons ago, Chelsea and Arsenal were in the final of the Europa League, just as Liverpool and Tottenham were in the final of the Champions League. And then last season, Chelsea and Manchester City were in the Champions League, and United was in the Europa League, albeit they lost. But it still goes to show the dominance of the Premier League. I think I think the gap in quality is only it's going to get
And money as
astronomical.
well. And
It's going
money.
to get astronomical, and that's why I think a lot of times people have this like whole idea of if a player succeeds in one league, why can't they succeed in the other league? And they try to look at it as a downer on the league that the player succeeded in. It look, that's a discussion for another day. But I say all that to say things are gonna get spooky, man.
It's getting interesting, man. Like,
It may get to
like
the point. It may get to the point because in seasons past, people would sort of write off the first 5 games of the season. No matter how tumultuous you perform in the first 5 games, people would typically say you still have 33 games to recover, right? It may get to the point where out the gate, one slip, 2 points dropped, you might as well just start rebuilding for next season.
man, like let me like, it's. I'm lying. The
Yeah.
consultancy thing is what's getting me. This consult because Chelsea were interested
Yeah, because
with
of
this man.
Ganaskia said the reason she doesn't want to go for Ragnick is because Ganaskia is the sporting director. When you bring in Ragnick now, Ragnick has the full power. Ganaskia will have to step down in terms of her job a little bit. Not no, Ganaskia has the full power now. Ragnick will have the full power in which Ganaskia should have. She won't be able to have it. Marvelous.
Who's playing R.
Marvelous
Kelly?
man.
Who's playing R. Kelly?
Marvelous man. What is going on?
Marvelous copyrights.
Jeez.
Hey, I'm lying.
No.
You have to be, yeah. Marvelous. What's going on
Yeah,
with
you
you,
gotta
bro?
be careful. Man.
What's going on? What's going on with you today?
Like,
You want you two to copyright me? Relax, man. R. Kelly.
R.
This
Kelly,
Yeah,
man.
exactly,
Bro,
bro.
R. Kelly in
What's
2021. Hey, hey,
exactly?
Marvelous, man. You don't want to get cancelled, man.
Jeez.
But nah, this
So
is
like
a
what
big
I was
boy.
saying,
Yeah,
Ganaskia has the full power in Chelsea in terms of the sporting director. So when you bring in Ragnick now, you're gonna clash the both of them together. You're gonna when you clash them, it won't work because now Ganaskia be like, oh, now I'm bringing this person to step down. Then why do you bring in Czech if you're not gonna bring in Ragnick? Because you
like,
promoted Czech to the
yeah,
technical and advising and sporting, whatever you call his name. You
yeah. Like,
brought him in.
I
So
agree. Like,
that's what the issue is.
I think this, like I said before, this is a big boy appointment.
Sign.
Big boy. And the thing is, I have a sense that he doesn't even really care. The management side is not something he's really concerned. Like, yeah, he wants to do well, but I don't see him being concerned about that. I'm just the consultancy thing is what's getting me. Like, it's what's getting me a bit worried. You
Yeah.
know. So I mean, it's great times for United, man. They needed this. They needed this
come for a
sort
long
of
time.
appointment. They needed this. I think this is actually the best case scenario, honestly,
Yeah.
because Poch mid-season, you don't know.
You don't know. It's
Oh,
50,
and
50.
yeah, and what I will say as well is that some of the coaches, I don't know the coach. I know I've heard McKenna's name and these guys again.
The upcoming one I know very well is the Salzburg manager, Jesse
No,
Marsh.
I'm talking about the backroom staff. I'm only talking about the manager. I'm talking about the backroom staff.
I think
Is
they will have to go though. They have no choice.
Yeah, they have to go, they have to get replaced. Like, it is what it is. So yeah, I mean, it's great for United. Scary hours in the league, in the Premier League.
And
Um,
and it's gonna make the Premier League more interesting now because
yeah.
instead of having one or two more Oscars, we're gonna be like 4 or 5.
What I
because of
will
the
say,
Bundesliga.
what I will say is that, as we saw earlier today,
Mhm.
Antonio Conte, my friend, my dear friend, this league
Yeah,
and that
that
squad that you have right now, boy, that's what I have to say, boy, and
I
and
told
and,
you.
and Arteta as well. Arteta as well. These North
Remember, I
London
told you, I said
clubs.
it. Remember, I said
Tottenham,
it. When Conte
Tottenham,
came in, he bridged the bridges with Chelsea Football Club, and if he doesn't apologize to the ancestor of Chelsea Football Club, he will continue to fail.
North London clubs.
yeah,
You're in trouble. I'm saying North London clubs. You're in trouble.
no, no,
You are
no.
in trouble. Like,
Let me just add some context. Tottenham lost 2-1 to a team named Mura. They're so unknown that Google doesn't even have their badge in its database. If you look up Mura versus Tottenham, UEFA Conference League, there's no badge for Mura.
you know, there's
It's,
there's I think a Slovenian top flight, I think, football club. So, but
Is it
no,
yeah,
man.
what division
Red
of
Devil.
second
Red
division?
Devil. Red
mm,
Devil. This is promising times. I will say that it's promising times. And you know what? We might see players revive their like. I say some players might revive their careers. I'm hearing Fred's name
mm,
might get revived, but there'll be Sancho. I think this is great for Sancho as well.
mm.
Um, you know,
Well, and also recruitments. I mean,
the recruit. Yeah, that's
this
what
is
I'm saying, Red. The recruitment is
yeah,
what I'm scared about. Is what I'm worried
yeah.
about.
Because someone like Erling Haaland, for example, if you've now got this in place, especially with Cavani leaving, and Ronaldo will be going into his final year, you'd expect that someone like maybe like an Erling Haaland might be linked, or even just not even a big name. It could even be just these unknown
Players.
some of the unknown names, but that are
Yes.
Maybe
um,
it
know
was
that
highly
that
Who knew? No, but who knew about Nkunku, Upamecano, Konat? Who knew about these guys? No one
that
knew about these
exactly.
guys.
the
No one
recruitment
knew.
the recruitment aspect is perhaps the most threatening part of this
Exactly.
whole Ragnick
Exactly.
thing. But my whole
Mm,
thing is this: talking from a Chelsea perspective, right? The best way to continue to have our own pulling power and our own grade A recruitment would be for us to continue to succeed at a high level as we're currently doing. There's nothing more appealing to a player than, hey, the current Champions League, winners want to sign you, or hey, the current Premier League winners want to sign you. Hey, the first English team to win the Champions League back to back want to sign you. So we have to. It, given that we're on our A game, we cannot we can't slip. We can't become complacent because
hundred
United
percent.
United are going to be knocking at that door really soon.
Like let me just list a few names. You have Roberto Firmino. You have Sadio Mane.
Mm-hmm.
You have Erling Haaland.
Mm-hmm.
You have Joshua Kimmich. Whatever you say about Timo Werner, he's another one. There are many more. Those are just five, but there's a long list. These guys, United, I think it's astute business. Finally, you have a sense of structure. Hopefully, I'm actually even going to say hopefully it works out for them because the Premier League needs United to be up there. That's what I'll say. So hopefully it works out for them.
If not winning,
You
at
know,
least challenging, show some ambition. That's
not even that. The state of United where they were at just 2 weeks
Mm-hmm.
ago, it was looking bad. When I'm hearing Brendan Rodgers isn't really interested, and I'm hearing other managers aren't really angling for a move, I think that's because United back in the day, and I know players and managers on the same thing, but players were desperate to go to United. I'm talking Premier League players wanted to go to United. You understand?
Yeah.
You could go through
I mean,
Tevez,
I mean,
Because of the
Berbatov.
success
think
and
of
everything.
think of how many players, a la a Robinho, who ended up at Manchester City because their agents sort of deceived them to make them think they were going to United. That's how much pull United used to
That's
have
what I
and
mean.
still has. Players
Like,
end up in the wrong
like,
part
yeah,
thinking they're going to
like
the other
United
part.
were.
Hey, so quick question to everyone. Do you think Manchester United currently, I think they're eighth or
Yeah.
seventh or eighth?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Eight,
Do
eight,
you
eight.
see they're eighth, right? Do you see them getting top four with Ragnick?
I was like, no, either. I
I think
that
it's 50
that
50.
doesn't. I
No,
I don't think that
yes
should.
or
I don't
no?
think that should matter.
And
I
can
don't know. I no. I'm gonna say no, but I don't think that matters. I'm gonna say no, but that doesn't matter.
that matters, right? Because
I don't think it matters.
why?
United will get.
It's,
I still think United will get top four in part because I don't think. I think Spurs are. Yeah, I just think they're just going to be Spurs, and as though Arsenal are doing very well right now, the thing with Arsenal, yeah, is that well, point one, they didn't really play anyone really, or they had a decent run, but more importantly, all their players are fit. I've always said that Arsenal actually have a very good squad. If all of their players are really fit, then they actually a threat. The problem is that like what often tends to happen is that three or four of their players get injured. Key players like Partey, maybe Saka, Gabriel, defenders, and so on, and then suddenly they begin to struggle. So fully fit Arsenal could be a threat for top four, but I know especially because we're about to enter a December period where it's like
Guys,
games
guys, guys,
every
guys.
other day, you know?
Okay, okay.
Whoop.
Continue,
What's
continue,
that?
continue,
Oh
continue.
no, so yeah, no, I was just saying. So yeah, so we're about to enter the busy December period where there's games pretty much every other day, and then on top of that, you've also got to factor into account the African Cup of Nations is going to be is starting in January, and they said that they're going to start taking players or calling players from the 27th of December. So that in it, so I mean, I don't know. I think obviously Chelsea will lose Mendy. Liverpool are going to lose like Salah,
Mane and Keita.
Matip. Um,
Naby
Matip is not
Keita.
going. No,
Matip
Matip,
is not going.
Matip is no more in Cameroon. He doesn't
oh,
play.
Matip's not going. So it'll be Mane and Salah then, won't
Salah
it?
and Naby
Correct.
Keita.
and Keita as
And
well.
Keita, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know who City will lose. City will lose Mahrez, won't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the point and to is that like and I reckon Arsenal are going to lose Thomas Partey. So the point I'm trying to make is that like there's so many variables, that will go into it. That in terms of consistency, I think if Ralph can get Manchester United to play his particular way and to bring a structure with the talent that we have, top four should still be fun. So
Like I I don't think that's a big deal. In my personal opinion, I don't think if United don't get top four and they miss out, maybe if they're fifth or sixth, that's perfectly fine. It's the future, it's the project.
No,
It's the
I'm not
project.
saying I'm not saying that if they miss out on top four, they sack him or whatever. He's
Oh,
gonna
okay,
be
yeah.
here. He's here
Yeah.
he's gonna be here for
Mhm.
2.5 years at least,
Mhm.
right?
Minimum. Yeah.
What I'm saying is, will it be a disappointment to the Manchester United fans? Because
They can't be disappointed, Emmy.
no, because
Emmy,
they're
they can't be
currently
disappointed.
5 points, right? 5 points to top four.
Emmy, they
Pull up the table. I think
Let me
Emmy,
pull up it. Let me pull up
Emmy,
it.
they can't be disappointed. They can't be
Why?
disappointed
Why?
because look how
There are a
look
lot
how
of games
look at how
left.
Emmy,
Yeah.
look at how they were Emmy, look at how they were suffering before. How can they be this? There was no hope. There was no light. There was no light at Manchester. So how can their fans be disappointed?
This is the
There's
same.
finally light at the end of the tunnel. Now, if
So
they don't finish, yeah,
fourth. So they are 6 points. They're six current. Oh, that's a gap already, man.
that's a gap. That's what I mean. That's a gap. And if
6
they
points.
close it third, if they get top four, I'll consider it a very good
Yeah.
accomplishment. I
The
would.
Red
I would.
Devils 6 points is going to be hard to close because you guys are going to drop points too.
So
I
yeah,
think-
we
yeah,
will
it's tough.
drop points, but I still don't think 6 points is that much when we
Hmm.
consider that like for example, one, if I don't know what's happening against Chelsea, we'll see. If we can somehow beat Arsenal, for example, then you sort of people forget that Solskjaer made up, what was it, 15, 16 points when he first came in to get to sort of fifth. So the most important thing. And then obviously, like I said, you have to take into account AFCON and all this.
Wow. You guys play Arsenal after us, after Chelsea. You
Yeah,
play Arsenal, and then you
Arsenal at
play
home.
Crystal
That
Palace.
Arsenal game is a big game. That Arsenal game is a
The
big
Arsenal
game.
Yeah,
game,
that's a
the
big
Arsenal
game.
game at Old Trafford is big. If we beat
That's a
Arsenal,
big.
then
That's a
if we beat-
very big game.
Yeah.
You guys need a win there. And that's
Yeah.
3 points.
if we can not lose to Chelsea and then at least beat Arsenal and Palace on back-to-back home games, then I think we can ride the momentum because after that, United actually have a pretty good run.
Let's
have
see their
some-
run. Let's see their run. Let's see their run.
Young
Like,
boys, we've already topped the group, so we'll just play kids. So that game
Norwich
is
win. Norwich win. Norwich win.
Norwich, you got to win. What's the next one? Brentford away
Brentford
would
at
be
Brentford.
top. Brighton.
Remember,
usually-
so let me throw this spanner in, right? Do you remember teams like Brentford? Ragnick is not used to this kind of teams. Like these teams don't play conventional football. It's like fighting with an unconventional boxer, right? That just throws punches everywhere. He will hit you a couple of times. Now, if you can't stand, you'll be on the deck. Period. Like so, Brentford doesn't play regular football. Like they're just
Brentford will definitely be a oddball. I've got no doubt about that. The Brighton, we usually are quite. We usually, even though Brighton play really good football, we usually tend to beat them. Newcastle, we tend to beat no problem as well.
Skoda.
You're
Now you're gonna go to
thinking
Newcastle are fighting relegation. Now fighting
your Christmas day, your Christmas time period. You guys win Norwich, Brighton, Newcastle.
I think we should definitely beat Newcastle, Brighton, and Norwich. Those are definites.
I would say Brentford is 50-50
Brentford's
because
oddball.
Brentford lost to Norwich at home.
Yeah, exactly. That's true.
So Brentford is United could sweep all those games. Like it wouldn't surprise me if they win all those games.
It's about the momentum. That's what I'm saying. If we let's say even I don't think it will happen, but if United somehow are able to beat Chelsea and Arsenal, then you can see how that momentum from those two games would lead into December period easily, depending on how injuries, because obviously injuries are always a thing. But if we lose to those,
if you lose
it's gonna
to
put on
Chelsea and
pressure on
Arsenal,
those games.
it's gonna be difficult for you to catch the points because now if you lose to Chelsea, you have to catch up with winning Norwich.
Exactly.
You're gonna
So
be
we
on
need to get.
desperate.
We need to. I think this weekend game, and it's difficult because obviously Carrick is still going to be in charge. So I expect us to lose against Chelsea at the weekend, which isn't really ideal. But if we can get a point at Chelsea and then beat Arsenal, then you can get some momentum there. So and obviously
You play at Old Trafford. Damn, you play at Trafford against Arsenal. You play at home. Okay, that would be Ragnick first match, right? At home.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that'll be his first game against Arsenal. And that game, everybody's going to be pumped up. Even the Arsenal folks are going to be pumped up. It's a midweek game, too. It's a
Yeah,
Thursday.
it's
Like
also,
United Arsenal is the Premier League fixture. That's the marquee Premier League fixture. If you're looking at, I'm talking Premier League in its history, it was United Arsenal. So that's always a big game.
United Liverpool.
No, United Liverpool is British is English football, but Premier League was United Arsenal, and that still holds weight now. But I know they've declined, but that's always a big game.
But
So
it doesn't bring it. So this particular fixture is gonna be monumental, right?
yeah, it's a
Because
monumental game.
The two teams don't want to lose, because if you lose, West Ham wins, the West Ham extends that gap, right? And the more West Ham wins and that gap grows, so pretty much Manchester United and Arsenal have to just remain, consistent through the Christmas period if they want to
See,
keep.
I always say it's about consistency towards the end, because I don't even really focus so much on table until after January, because
Yeah,
it's because a lot of things change after the busy Christmas period. Because after the busy Christmas period, one, you play a lot of games, you kind of have a better idea as to where or who's going to be who's winning, who's close to winning the title, and also top four stuff. But more importantly, you have an idea of where your squad is, how many injuries you have, how many games you've got to play, etc. So it's really only going to be after like January, after the busy season, mid to end January, that you can kind of there'll be a much clearer idea of, okay, who's really in the top four race, who's really competing for the title, and so on. So
you
because,
see the
as I said,
contenders from pretenders, man. You see the
yeah,
contenders from
exactly.
pretenders.
I mean, even a so simple thing as like, it could be something as simple as, okay, Mendy's going to AFCON. I'm not saying that what's his name, Kepa, is bad, but it might just happen that the games that he's away, Kepa fumbles, and suddenly, so there's just too many variables. Things can
There's
change,
variables,
yeah, I
So
understand. I get what you say. Yeah, I
you
get
know.
what you.
So
I
it's
think,
interesting, man.
yeah, and it's very important for Ragnick to start with a fast approach at.
But
at
Here's my thing
Mhm.
for Red Devil as well. Who are your players that you think? Okay, so for example, so let me think about this. So Ole stuck by Maguire, right? Stuck by he had no choice but to stick by Wan-Bissaka. Ronaldo's there, Bruno's there. Van der Beek wasn't really. Who do you think this signing is like beneficial for? And who do you think like they're sort of side-eyeing it, saying the days are numbered? Who do you like personally as a United fan? Like
I asked this question to Abdullah and a couple on my stream as well. So like we did like the three players you think are going to benefit and the three players that are not going to. So I'll end with this because I've got to head off. But I think the three, obviously the first two are going to be Van der Beek and Sancho, because I think they're going to get a lot more game time and a lot more influence under Ragnick's system. So I've got no doubt about them. Definitely Sancho and Van der Beek, we're going to see a lot more of them. I also think, like I said, that Fred, I think, with the way that he wants to press, I think, especially if he plays Fred in an actual more advanced role, then actually a number six, because Fred has never been a number six, and to expect him to be in play as number six is just not right. So those would probably be the three players that I think will see like a massive improvement. Maybe the four backs as well, like Dallo, Wan-Bissaka, Shaw, and Telles, but certainly likes of Telles and maybe Dallo. As for the players that I think may struggle, obviously the big one is, can Ronaldo adapt to the press? He does press, but to be honest, if I'm honest, if Cavani's fit, Cavani will probably do a better job overall in terms of the press and recovery than Ronaldo will. Or because sometimes Ragnick plays a 4-2-2-2, it might be that he plays Cavani and Ronaldo together up top and then two behind. Who knows? But yeah, Ronaldo, may struggle, and that's fine. It's his age as well, but that's just a thing. Obviously, likes of McTominay, and definitely Harry Maguire, because Maguire has no recovery pace. So I don't think he's going to be particularly good in that press. And there's a part of me that thinks that even De Gea, although De Gea has been really, really good this season, his form is a great shot stopper. I guess part of the whole press is that the whole team, especially when you look at Bayern Munich, is that the whole team should be involved in it. And I think that part of that is seeing your goalkeeper actually coming forward with the ball, actually just urging the team to go forward more. And David De Gea is not really that kind of sweeper keeper type of keeper. Really, he's an amazing shot stopper, but he's not that. Dean Henderson at least does it a bit better than De Gea does, though he's not perfect. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see who
So
succeeds.
if Ragnick comes in and say Anderson is my number one, are you guys gonna be angry about it, or are you gonna be like,
I don't think you can say that.
No, I'm not going to be. I'm not going to be angry about any football because at the end of the day, this is a footballing decision. So,
Right.
and also that, as I've said, like this is a clean slate.
Correct.
So we're not going based on. So the way I'm judging a team is that it's not based on what they've done in the past or what they've done. A new manager is coming now to assess the squad to see whether he can install his philosophy. So I can't go bay and be like, oh well, you know, De Gea saved how many times? This saved how many times? Like it doesn't really matter because obviously the style he wants to play and the coach wants to implement will be different. And maybe it's like when Pep came in and replaced what's his name Joe Hart. Joe Hart had a good season beforehand. He was a good keeper. He wasn't terrible. He was fine. He had one or two mistakes, but he was solid. But Pep was like, no, I need to get a keeper who's going to play the way I'm going to play, irrespective of how good Joe Hart is. And it's the same thing with this United team. Like, no favorites, no nothing. Just you guys have got to prove to the new manager that you can fit and play his style. And if you can't, and sorry, before I forget, the big one actually that I forgot to mention that could suffer is actually Pogba. I think Pogba could suffer because Pogba doesn't really, and we see it for France. He's pressing. It's okay, that's I admit that's what and he doesn't really and his defensive work is garbage, so as we see for France sometimes. So although he might leave at the end of the year, so it's irrelevant, I certainly think that him and Ronaldo may struggle.
Who's that? Who struggle?
Him, Ronaldo. I think top three for me. So Pogba, Ronaldo, and McTominay, Maguire. Sorry, those are the four.
I think Pogba is gone though. I don't think he'll play more than 5 more games for United. I think he's gone. I think that boat is going to sail. But the thing is, McTominay, I'll worry for McTominay because I'm sure Ragnick is going to get you. I think United might get some influx of German players. Some Bundesliga players, Ragnick is going to taste one whole half of the league. So he's going to play 19 games, at least 19 plus. So we're 12 currently. So he's going to play at least 26 games. That's almost, 2/3 of the league, right? League season. So he's going to get a feel of the characteristics of players that he would need to improve United.
And the Premier League itself as well. So
yes.
I mean,
he's going to taste it real time on the touchline to feel the heat. Then he's going to go back. Guys like him, they have like connections, everywhere. They can, any player they want, they kind of get, and they know the grassroots, players. They have guys that actually go down to the grassroots to
he probably has a database of players.
Oh yeah,
right now. He has a database of players that he wants.
This kind of guys, that's why he wants control, because he has a database. This guy is what Manchester United really need. It's a blessing to Man U. If Man U is going to come back to what Ferguson actually built or whatever that was at that time, although football has changed a lot, it's this guy. This guy is the thing. He's what is going to help you. That's why I said earlier, NK. If this guy doesn't work. If this doesn't work, wow, I don't know what else will work. I'll probably go beg Arrigo Sacchi to come back.
I mean,
But
You
for
know.
me, this is a like
Guys, I got to head
the
off,
last
but
one.
have a good stream,
Yeah,
guys.
Hey,
thank
take
you.
care, Red
Yeah,
Devil.
that was,
Sweet
thank you,
dreams,
thank
man.
you.
I know you'll be dreaming nice, man. I know you'll be dreaming nice, man.
Yeah, I will, man. I will, bro. Take care.
Take care, bro.
Good
Take care,
night.
man.
Yeah.
So for me, I think it is the last dice for United to swing in. They have
Yeah.
to swing the dice right now, or it's
Yeah.
game over for them. For me,
Yeah. If this doesn't work, it's over. It's over.
But
There's
Emmy,
no
my thing is that the thing is, I think there will be success. The issue is, what's your definition of success? Because I think they'll be in a better state that they are now.
Oh, definitely.
But
Definitely.
the trophies maybe not because it's tough, but
The
definitely
trophies. So if with Ole, it would have taken Ole 7 to 10 years. With this guy, probably 3 years. You start seeing 2 to 3 years. You start seeing trophies coming to Old Trafford. And when I mean trophies, I'm saying in 2 years they will be able to have built that. In 2 summers. They would have been able to build a team that can challenge for the title. Because at that time, Liverpool will be dropping powers. People likes of Salah and Mane will be 2 years older. They'll be slower too. If United can build now, they can challenge. Chelsea's going to be up there. Chelsea has a team that will challenge for the next 10 years. Although they're constantly still buying, but Chelsea is going to be there in 10
the
years.
base is there. The base is there. Yeah, the base
yeah.
is there.
So it's gonna be
Chelsea.
between Chelsea and United.
No,
Unless-
City,
City will be
City's
there
there.
too.
City's there.
The thing about City is that they probably are waiting to spend their next wave of big cash. I think they will probably in the next season, this summer.
Yeah,
They'll probably spend to refresh the
Emmy,
squad.
Emmy,
Start
you know
preparing
this.
for after Pep. Go ahead.
It's time. It's time. Like it's time periods. They're biding. You see, clubs. I'll say United are probably biding their time. They're waiting for a moment to. They're waiting for a moment to level up. If you know what I mean, to dominate. I think Liverpool's time. Their window is closing. And I
Yeah.
think United is going to start to open. And I think that's what clubs will. Well, that's what clubs have been doing because.
Yeah.
Because even look at Chelsea, for example. Roman couldn't keep on spending the way he did, obviously.
Mhm.
Drew back a bit, and we were still successful. If you look at trophies, we were still successful, which
Yeah.
is rare. And
Yeah.
now we're at the forefront.
Yeah,
with
even
more things.
when Chelsea were in the rebuilding phase after the first Champions League, we were still winning trophies.
That's why.
Even after Eden Hazard's era, that passed 2-3 seasons ago. Now this is the third season without Eden Hazard. We've won the Champions League, the Super Cup, in those times. So it's Chelsea's model is not something that many clubs can replicate because you have to have the structure. Our structure is strong because we have the academy kids. We have a very, very solid academy. And then we have an owner that is also a fan. So he's not just going to let Chelsea lose 7 games in a row or 10 games in a row and without pulling the trigger or looking for the right solution. I think we're also lucky. I'll say this too. We're also lucky to get Tuchel because if Tuchel if PSG had not pulled the trigger last Christmas, I think Chelsea would have been a very very
Dire straits.
their situation because
Yeah.
we would have had to now say it's between Ragnick or who else was available at that time.
Allegri.
Hey, hell no.
So you see
Hell
how that's how you know that, man. Chelsea would have gone for Ragnick. They would have just given him a different role.
Yeah, it would have been a different role.
And stuff, but would have gone in a different direction. That's why I said sometimes time and chance actually helps you as a club. In Chelsea, it's a true testament. Time and chance has constantly helped us. After the first Champions League, we started with a rookie manager in the league. We were screwed. We got in. Benitez was free for some reason. He was free. Boom. He comes in. He wins Europa League, and that kickstarts. That makes that new set of players, the Oscars, the Hazards, the Aspies. It makes them hungry to know that they can be successful in this club, because a club is successful when the players are tasting success as they grow.
And I said something to Emmy. I was having that discussion with maintenance. I remember when Mikel beat John Chelsea, he said it. The hunger of the day by Lampard and Co. He said he has never seen that hunger before in his life. Winning Premier League back to back, back to back, back to back, back to back. The player never stopped winning. That hunger keeps you alive as a player each and every time because you want to win. Because the player you have in your team are winners. So you know you're coming to Chelsea Football Club, a club who is guaranteed, not even maybe guaranteed to win. So you have to go there as a manager or as a player to win, regardless of the situation you are.
That's why Pep always says it when people ask him, "Oh, are you in a long-term project to rebuild one team?" He says, "No, I'm not. I don't understand what you mean by project. My project is to win this season. I want to win now." All right. And the same thing Tuchel is now implementing in Chelsea. He he's not here to build 200 years of football. He wants to win today. He wants to win now. He's not thinking of the next game. He's thinking of this game that we're about to play. He wants you to put all your all to win this game today, and we'll move to the next one. They asked Tuchel about whether he was thinking of Manchester United before the Juventus game. He said he doesn't care what's going on in Manchester or what's going to happen against Manchester United. Right now, he has a Champions League game tomorrow. That's where his focus is, and that's where all his players' heads are. Those kind of coaches are taskmasters. I don't know. I want to talk about Conte real quick.
Go, go, go.
Today was the first day.
lad.
Wait.
Every lad.
Today was the first day I saw Conte almost feel like he was defeated. Not like he felt like he was defeated. Today was the day he saw the magnitude of the job he has to do at Tottenham Hotspurs. During his post-match press conference, which I watched, he said he's not a magician, and that people should not say because he won he won everywhere he has gone, that means he's going to win at Spurs. He said there's a lot that has to be done for this team to start to challenge the top team. I like when he said the top team. He didn't want to say Chelsea, but we all know who he was talking about.
Yep.
He said to challenge the top team in the league currently. He said most of the teams in the top of the table have been with their managers for several years. I was about to say, hey Conte, we just got Tuchel 10 months ago. 10 months ago. Just remember, we just got him 10 months ago. But I'm sorry, Conte today told the world that his players are not good enough, that this current crop of players are not good enough to win anything. I swear.
Publicly.
That's what he said without holding back words. He said this current crop of players cannot, I repeat, cannot win any trophy. He said there's going to be a lot of work that has to be done, and then there has to be he has to go to the market to buy players. Now the thing is, he must have seen the new Premier League, the set of managers in the Premier League. If he has to win that Premier League, he has to beat almost 5 very, very, very good coaches now, or 4 very good coaches. We're talking of Pep, Klopp, Tuchel, Ragnick. That's all stars right there. That's all stars. How are you going to do it with a team that it's like fighting the Shaolin master without a sword and without one hand, right? You can't last. You won't last. Your head is going to be on the ground in no time. So Conte today just told everybody that he cannot work magic with this Tottenham team. And they're not good enough, period. And the players today, when they go home or when they are recovering back from their game, they're probably in their ice baths. They'll be watching that and saying, wow, the gaffer has already seen enough of us. We're not good enough. So I'm sure Conte is going to push for a lot of people to be sold. A lot of players in that Tottenham team is not. Yeah, I don't even know this team. Mura, who the heck are they? Where are they from?
I don't know who they are.
Yeah, they don't even have a badge.
Google does not have their badge in its database. That tells you all you need to know.
And let me not lie to you, Marvelous. It doesn't even matter. See, Tottenham is becoming a disgrace, man. In short, they have to.
Wait, Abdullah, pull up their table. Pull up their table, please. I don't know where they are. Can you pull up the Conference League table?
Oh, I don't think is there a Conference League table.
They have to qualify, don't they? Do they have to qualify or?
I don't know. It's a hot mess. Yeah.
Click on Mora. Click on standings. Yeah. Scroll down.
Scroll down. Jesus Christ! So they got their first one against Tottenham. Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
But no. Look though, Tottenham and Vitesse are level on points.
Mm-hmm. Look at the kind of clubs in this
Ebby, don't do them like that. Ebby,
oh
don't do them
my
like that.
days.
Ebby, don't look at them. Don't do them like
Do you know some teams? I didn't know they still exist in European football. Like Boa Vista.
Yeah, some of these names I haven't seen since FIFA 07.
Yes, no,
Bro,
you say 07 since PlayStation 1.
Yeah, since
2002.
PlayStation 2,
Bro,
Game
I'm looking-
Boy, FIFA
I'm looking.
07.
There's a team called Anorthosis. Anorthosis.
What kind of name is this? Lord help me.
Anorthosis.
Oh.
What is anorthosis?
Flora.
What is anorthosis?
Alaska Tech. It's 0 points.
Anorthosis. That's some science. That's a science. That's
Anorthosis.
osmosis. What is anorthosis? Somebody tell me.
Oh
please.
yeah,
Flora.
Abdullah, remember the
Bodo, that
conversation.
big-
Oh, wait.
Abdullah.
Mourinho is playing in this league too. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, Mourinho's there. Mourinho's
Yeah,
there. man.
Mourinho lost 7-0 to
Bodo.
Sofia.
jeez.
No, not Sofia.
Bodo.
Bode, yeah. He lost 7-0 to them. But Abdullah, remember the conversation we had yesterday off air, and you were asking about the background of the soon to be Nigerian manager.
Mm-hmm.
He used to play for Partizan. You see that team, Partizan?
Yeah, Patson Belgrade.
Where is this?
Yeah.
He played for them in his pro career.
Oh, is it the guy, the
Serbian manager.
the South Serbian guy? Right?
Yeah, he's look. My
Do you think the guy is
expectations-
good? What do you think about
No,
him?
I don't think he's good. Abdullah and I had like an hour-long conversation on the phone about him. My expectations are very low.
What's his name?
Marvelous. Why are you like this, man? Why are you like
Oh
this?
my god, Marvelous, you just shot me, man.
What's his name?
Marvelous, man.
Just
Oh.
look up Serbia World Cup manager. 2018 World Cup manager. We can actually talk about that for a bit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Have
I
you
don't
even
know
spoken
the guy.
about our game?
I don't know. No,
We'll do that
I think
tomorrow.
we previewed
We'll do that
No,
tomorrow,
but
right?
let me also say something though.
Wait, Slavojub Muslim?
I don't want anyone to misinterpret or
Is that his
misconstrue.
name?
No, look up Serbia 2018 World Cup manager.
That's what I pressed. This is his name.
Oh,
No.
we're not sharing. You're not
We're not
sharing.
seeing it yet.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
So I don't want anyone to misconstrue or misinterpret what I'm about to say, because
Is this his name?
I'm a patriot and I love.
Is this his name? Slavojub Muslim.
I don't think so.
I don't think that's his name.
2018 Serbia manager, World Cup manager. What's his name entire? What's his?
I'll find it. Marvelous, continue speaking, man.
Okay.
I want to understand
Because
exactly what you're saying.
I love Nigeria with every last drop of blood inside of me.
Sorry.
But I don't think our
Nigerian
domestic managers. Okay, the foreign-based managers that we're getting are garbage, dog shit. They don't even deserve to be linked with the Nigerian job, the Nigerian vacancy. But in that same breath, I don't even think our current crop of domestic managers are up to par. So I think we're stuck between like a rock and the deep blue sea. It's like, what do we do? Because I don't think our current crop of managers in football in Nigeria, unless there's someone I don't know, are good enough. Abdullah, copy that name and paste it in Google search. I'll
What's
tell
his
you
name?
if it's him. Just copy the Slavo name.
Slava.
It's not him. Let me find him actually.
What's
Said
his name?
it's not him. It's not-
Copy and paste it and see if it's that name.
Okay. So, this is one.
Would
Yeah,
you? Would you?
his name is Krastich. So his name is M. Mladen.
Yeah, that's his name, Ladin, the Ladin
It
guy.
it is spelled M for Mary, L for Larry, A for Apple, D for David, E for Elephant, N for Nancy. That's his first name. Then his last name is K for Kilo, R for Rabbit, S for Samuel, T for Tom, A for Apple, J for J for Jug.
Mladen Class Jake. Mladen Class Jake, right?
Yeah.
That's
Wait, but here's the thing. Here's the
Hey,
thing, guys. I typed in
Albert,
Nigeria manager.
Albert, in the live stream, what country are you from?
I typed in Nigeria manager and it said Harry Redknapp. Would you guys? Okay?
Is it this? You talking about this man here?
Yeah, that's him. Yep.
Miss Laden
Yeah,
Class.
that's
Jake.
him.
What kind of
That's
name is
him.
this?
Yeah, so let's see his career though.
Yeah.
Let me go to Wikipedia.
Look, his career. I don't see. Aside from when I critique football, I don't really like to talk down on people. But his career is nothing to write home about, man. His career is like subpar. He
Oh,
just
so
got fired. He just got fired in his current job.
from
TSC,
where?
TSC. He was managing a club called TSC.
TSC.
He left. Apparently, he left.
No, he got fired, and then 5 days ago, he uploaded the TSC league table to his Instagram with laughing emojis. Is that really the type of
guy you want?
guy that Nigeria wants?
He was
Because
a
I told Abdullah,
he was a centre back. So he played the 2006 World Cup for Serbia and Montenegro. I remember they didn't even win a match in that tournament.
I remember telling Abdullah, well, in terms of performances, he might not be the one we want, but in terms of personality trait, he comes across like a person who, if the Nigerian FA starts to play politics with him,
he'll leave.
He'll just either leave, but he wouldn't leave without giving them a piece of his mind.
Yeah, he will expose them.
I don't know if you've ever seen that Gattuso press conference where he's like, sometimes maybe shit.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe good. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. Yeah.
That's what I can imagine him
Sorry
doing.
for my language.
Because if you look at like things about him on social media, he's actually very petty. But he's not a good manager.
He didn't qualify for Euro 2020.
I mean, look at their performance at the World Cup. The first when I saw that was the first red flag. His performance,
because they had a decent team. They had a decent team.
It was abysmal.
Yeah, I saw the rumor too.
Oh, Africa, man. Let's get AFCON done.
It might be cancelled or moved to another country.
No, let's get AFCON done, man.
Albert, in the live stream, what country are you from?
I think it's from Nigeria. No, Simeno coach. Man,
no, he's not Nigerian because look at the comment he made.
Did you hear anything about this?
Look at the comment he made. He said, "Nigeria, you guys." I don't think he's Nigerian.
Maybe it's from Ghana or from Ivory Coast. We fucked up, man. If I don't know, we fucked
Wait,
up.
are you saying that they might move the AFCON?
Yeah, I'm hearing the news. I'm hearing the murmuring too.
Yeah, I told you. Remember, I told you this 2 years, almost a year ago, Abdullah.
But we are closer to the AFCON, Emmy. We're closer to January.
Hey, can you guys?
I told you there's a war. There's a war in Cameroon, right?
Yeah.
There's serious conflict between Northern Cameroon and Southern Cameroon.
Yeah, I know.
And it's been going on for more than 2 years now, and that was the reason why. Because the last AFCON that was hosted in Egypt was supposed to be hosted in Cameroon. They were supposed to host 2019, but they pushed it thinking that Well, the conflict will be done by this 2021. Apparently, the conflict just got started. So it's so bad in Cameroon. I have friends are Cameroonian. They said they can bet everything they have that that tournament will not hold. So, and I'm surprised. I'm sorry, CAF has not said anything. It's almost the end of
Are you
November.
surprised, dude? Are you surprised?
I'm not surprised. I don't know.
Yeah.
But oh, Ghana, he's from Ghana. He's Ghanaian. So the thing is, I don't know why they waited so long, because now if they're gonna move this, there's a new pandemic variant. I don't want to call the name of the virus, but there's a new variant that just came out 2 days ago in Southern Africa. Currently, all the countries in Southern Africa are on the red list according to WHO. So the more I see this tournament, the more I think they might have to push it again.
So they have to either cancel it or move it to a different country.
Yeah, either they cancel it or they move it to a different country, maybe a North African country.
Because I'm hearing South Africa wants to take charge.
No, South Africa cannot take it anymore because there's a new variant of the virus now in South Africa that came out yesterday.
Oh, they might move it to Morocco or Qatar.
Why would they take it to Qatar?
Qatar.
Is Qatar African? No, they'll
What
take
of Morocco? Morocco's not bad.
No,
Yeah,
no.
they'll
Let me
probably take it to
say
Morocco.
this. Let me say this. If they take it to Qatar,
No, they won't take it to
then
Qatar.
that simply just tells me that
It's money.
there is truth to what Molina was sort of saying. Because why would you host an African continental tournament on a
No,
country
Qatar.
that
it's
isn't
no. I think
African?
they'll keep it. They'll. So what I think they can do is they can push. So if Cameroon cannot host it in January, they'll push the AFCON to the summer after the European leagues go down, and then they can give it to Morocco to
Uh,
hold.
I'm pretty
Okay,
sure
so
if
by
they
June or
do that,
July, by
if
June.
they do that, then I think it's just the African countries throwing in the towel with regards to having any success at the World Cup.
Why?
Like the whole idea of playing AFCON in the summer and then
You
African
know
nations competing at a high level to win that, and then taking that whole what would I say?
why they played
Well, what's the word for like tiredness? Not tiredness, fatigue.
Burnout, burnout,
Taking
burnout.
that whole fatigue into the World Cup and taking it to the domestic season, then coming back and going to cat. No,
No, what I was gonna
I
say,
say just scrap it for this year if you're gonna scrap it.
and then play it in 2023.
Yeah,
But you know why they don't play the AFCON in the summer, right? Because in the summer, it's raining season in sub-Saharan Africa. And the North Africans, they have, the temperate weather. And, in the summer, the weather, it doesn't rain out there.
yeah, and it gets really hot and
Yeah, it
humid.
gets warm, just like, because they have the temperate weather. So that's why, if you look at the competition, the AFCONs that have been hosted, in the summer, they were always hosted in North Africa. Either Egypt, Tunisia, Morocco, Algeria. One of those countries have hosted it. But the thing is, if they take it away from Cameroon again, which it's looking very likely, because I have friends that come from there. Like I said, they said you cannot travel from Douala to Yaoundé. The rebels, there are people on the road, they're going to shoot at you. So it's very risky, it's dangerous. How are the team's going to travel? How are the supporters going to, who's going to take charge of security? So those are things that there's so many questions, and I don't know why CAF has not even come out to say this. I think one of the reasons is because there's a lot of money that has been invested by the Cameroonian government. In trying to put infrastructure together to host this tournament. Unfortunately, their country is in a subtle civil war, if I may put it mildly. So it's yeah, it will favor a lot of European clubs like Chelsea. Liverpool will be happy. and they get to keep
I need that
playing.
AFCON to happen. I need that AFCON to
No,
happen
no,
if you're talking
but here's
Premier
another
League.
thing
But
though.
you don't want to risk players' lives though. What if someone
Yeah.
gets shot?
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Here,
No. Obviously that above all. You know what I mean? Obviously that above all.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Because
here's another
guess what?
thing.
You put players, in harm's way because the only most in most of those countries, the players will not be traveling by air. They'll be traveling by road, or maybe they'll travel by air.
I
Let's just say
remember.
they travel. Let's just say they travel by air, right? But the supporters of the teams are going to travel by road in most
I
cases.
remember. I remember when the Togo bus got shut up, man. Even something as small as
Ex-
that, it ain't
exactly.
worth it, man. It ain't
Yeah,
worth
But
it.
yeah,
but
yeah.
um,
That was when Gabon, was it Gabon that hosted it?
Yeah.
Or who hosted it? I can't remember, but I think it was Equatorial Guinea,
Oh,
Gabon.
Guinea. Yeah. Equatorial Guinea and Gabon. Yeah.
Yeah,
in the
they hosted it together, and the Togolese boss got loaded with bullets.
in the history of like world sports across all events, right? Whether it's the Olympics, the World Cup, the Winter Olympics, the Euros, whatever it is. Whenever there's conflict in any region, especially marginalized conflict or conflict that the rest of the world isn't aware of, a lot of times what rebels or those who believe they're fighting for a cause that's separate from the establishment will do is they'll kidnap a whole team to bring attention, or they'll kidnap athletes to bring
Uh-huh.
attention to their plight and their cause. So I
Exactly.
think this isn't something that should be taken for granted,
Yeah, yeah.
and
It
it's kind
shouldn't.
of ridiculous to me that CAF
I-
haven't
Yeah,
Haven't said
they,
anything. Do
they,
something, man.
yeah.
Hurry up and do something,
They
bro.
can't say anything because of the money involved,
I don't
right?
you see
But
when it comes to
that's where I don't understand what
when it comes to our continent
how they value
Don't get me
human
started
life.
when it
on
comes to
How
our
do you
continent, I
how do you
feel like
value human life when
we
when you put money before human
yeah,
life?
yeah,
That's
that's my
wrong.
whole thing.
Thank
Like
you. Thank you.
Yeah,
I feel like our continent has a ways to go in terms
Long
of
way. Long way to go.
I think
the
also,
value of a human being as compared to the value of money. There shouldn't
yeah,
even be a conversation. It shouldn't be
exactly.
something that you have to contemplate.
This
You
should
should
have
do
been
the right
cancelled.
thing.
They should have
Years
cancelled
ago.
this
Years
tournament.
ago.
They
Years
should have
ago.
canceled this tournament a few months ago. Because
Or moved it.
the
Moved it
conflict,
months ago, man.
yeah, the conflict is still on.
Yeah.
And it's rough on the streets. Because as soon as this tournament starts, those guys, those rebels, like what Marvel
I
has
mean,
said,
suicide bombing, like
oh
things like
yeah,
that.
yeah, they go, yeah, they'll start,
They're going to use it as an opportunity to bring
exactly,
attention
Yeah.
to their
Bring attention to
cause,
a light to a
to what they're
situation that's
fighting
going on.
for.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
and
It's only natural. It's only natural
it's
that's
obvious
something.
that
Yeah.
you see you might not agree with what they're fighting for or their means of fighting, but who are you
You'll
to
hear
tell
about
them
it.
that they're wrong?
Yeah,
That's
you'll
their
hear about it.
belief. That's
You'll
their
hear
call.
about it.
And then I want to quickly speak on Albert's comment. He said, "Did you guys watch the press conference last night when a
Yes.
journalist asked Klopp about a statement he made about AFCON being a little tournament?" Okay, well, my answer is twofold, right? I think if Klopp truly felt that he was misunderstood, he should have led first with an apology. Because after all, he's not just Jurgen Klopp. He's also the manager and the coach of Liverpool, whose arguably three best players, or two for sure, best two players are African. So he should have led with an apology. But put that to one side. If I were to play devil's advocate or like look at it from his perspective, I can see where he comes from with the whole sarcasm thing, because I don't think he meant it in a dismissive way, like, oh, AFCON, it's just a little tournament that no one cares about. I think he meant it in terms of one, the length of the tournament, and
Mm-hmm.
as far as how it relates to Liverpool's season.
Yeah.
The players are only going to be gone for 1 month to the
1 month.
tournament. So I think he looked at it as, okay, it's just a little thing. We'll have to deal with them will have to deal with being without them for just a month, if that makes sense. Because I'm pretty sure if Salah, Mane, and Keita were going to be gone for like 3 months or 2 months, he wouldn't have used the word little. So I think he used little as a way to say the significance, not of the tournament, but how it affects Liverpool. I hope that like cleared the air. That's my opinion. Yeah, SSB. I agree. I think Klopp is frustrated with the timing because it comes at such a pivotal point of the season. That's what he meant. It's like an inconvenience. It's a disturbance. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Why isn't anyone talking?
Yeah, no, I agree with what you're saying about Klopp. I think Klopp,
NK
I don't know.
Yo, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
Abdullah.
Abdullah might not be, but I'm here, man.
Yeah, well, I just think what's his name? Klopp, all he just needed to say was, "Hey, I'm sorry if if you guys misunderstood what I said. I didn't mean it that way. And I respect the AFCON, and I respect my African the African tournaments, and that's it. You don't even need to say anything else. That's it. That's it.
Klopp is a funny guy, very very funny guy, and the thing is, I've been known. I don't. He rubs me the wrong. Like I'm not saying he's anti, but he just rubs me the wrong way. I'll put it like
I
that. He
just
just
I
rubs me
just
the wrong
feel
way.
I just feel if I was Mane or Salah, I'll take it like, is this guy using us? What if we're maybe I'll think this is like, I know they're paying me my wages and all that, but does he really respect me? Does he respect my identity, where I come from? Because I'm not saying I'm not saying I'm not saying he was wrong for what he said. Probably they took him out of context, which it looks like it was. But it's okay to still apologize because you value those people, right? These guys are
Yeah,
guys that sweat and bleed for you to be successful as a coach. Because without Salah and Mane, there'll be no club
Yeah,
success.
yeah.
Period.
That's why I think, even you see, Emmy, you just hit the nail right on the head. If he led with an apology, he could have said every exact thing that he said, and you would have said, well, he apologized. So he
Even
at least he
even
sees where I'm coming from. The fact that he
exactly.
didn't apologize is kind of a red flag. But I don't know how to take it. It's
And
kind of, I feel
yeah.
like
he
in
rubs
one
me the
breath
wrong
it's
way. That's
something
what
you
I'm
should,
gonna say.
yeah.
He can be, so
It's
even
tricky.
if so SSB, even though you say he's frustrated and with the timing and lack of depth, it still rubs the wrong way, and begs the question if he actually values his the inputs of African players in Europe, in his club, or maybe those that he's coached in the past. If I was an African player that he's coached in the past who really values and looks forward to the AFCON every 2 years, I was really like, did he really say that is a little tournament? Because would Klopp have said, "Oh, the Euros is a little tournament that is played in June"? Will he say that?
Nope.
Because you know why? Let me tell you this, Marvelous. The Euros also impacts clubs, because guess what? The players are playing the Euros that go all the way right to the end of the tournament. They have only 2 or 3 weeks before the new season starts, so they
Mhm.
don't get to a good preseason. Most of those guys end up missing the first few games of the season. So
Mhm.
when
Emmy, the last thing I heard was the Euros also impacts clubs, and then I
Yes,
disconnected.
so I was saying that the Euros also impacts clubs, because if you look at when the Euro ends at the middle of July, right? Second week of July, and the league starts 3 weeks, that's pretty
Yeah,
much
because we won the UCL, we weren't able to do the parade we were supposed to do because of the hero.
not really because of the euro. I think it was because of COVID and all
No,
that.
Marina said because of the euro. That's why.
COVID.
Well, I think it was COVID. I think it was
COVID.
COVID. But the thing, what I was saying is, the end of the Euros impacts preseason for the next season,
And
right?
also transfers.
And also transfers. So you don't get Abdullah. yeah,
Abdullah is channeling his inner Ralf
Abdullah, is
Ragnick.
it cold up there?
I'm coding. It's cold in Chicago. And there's Thanksgiving now. Those bastard people are doing petty instead of to go and sleep. They should go and sleep. Why are they wasting money on stupid things? I don't like America. America pisses me off.
America pissed you off. Nigeria pissed you off. Where are you going
Everywhere,
to
please.
stay?
Everywhere, please. You should just move to England, man. You like England.
No, I
No.
don't.
Abdullahi won't like it here, man. Abdullahi won't like it here.
Why don't no? I have a question. Why don't you guys celebrate Thanksgiving in England?
Because there's nothing. You know the history of Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I know the history.
Yeah, so there's England doesn't have that. England doesn't have that. What they call it? Anything like that. They have their own, the way the Queen and the King celebrate those kind of things. They don't. They just didn't make it a holiday or make it a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's me.
I don't know anything about Thanksgiving, but happy Thanksgiving to the Americans that are celebrating it. Happy Thanksgiving, man.
See the Black Friday stuff is sometimes.
But you guys have Black Friday though.
Yeah, we do have Black Friday.
We embrace Black Friday. We embrace Black Friday.
Emmy, do you guys have Black Friday?
Yeah, I'm here in the States, so yeah. There's
You're in the state. Oh no.
Where are you in the States?
Texas.
Yeah, we embrace Black Friday, man.
Look
We
at
embrace
them.
Black
Emmy
Friday.
doesn't go to play like California, New York,
Actually lived in California earlier. Yeah.
You live in that?
Oh yeah.
Big place, big
Emmy,
money.
Abdullah loves California.
Go to California.
He told me yesterday
lived,
off air that he would love to
I
live.
would love to go to California.
I
I have
live
a
in
friend
the,
there.
I live in the
She lives
capital.
she
I
lives
live
in
in
North California. I don't know
the Bay Area.
She lives there. Her place is
Oga
towards,
Ice.
towards
Ice.
Blue Eyes came when we were talking
Blue
about
Eyes,
Nah.
what till you did
the
chop?
guy right
What
here.
till
Nah,
you
nah,
did
my
chop?
brother.
Blue Eyes, what till you did chop today?
Some,
man?
some butter salt popcorn.
Man,
I will kick you if you don't speak English now. I will kick you out.
My people are hail. I hail my people. I greet.
our hail is
What's up,
really
man?
blue.
What's up, man? Oh, this guy. Hilarious.
I said when Blue Eyes came, we were talking about Ragnick. We went into Ragnick. The guy just looked at everything, just said,
Nah, I ran, man.
You
Well,
said
you
that right.
I ran. For me, Ragnick is what do you call it? Is what's that genius you call these guys again? He's like a nerd. He's a football nerd. And, yeah, he is the genesis of the gang pressing. However, considering this short term role at Manchester United, I don't know what the plan is. Like, is he looking at maybe ending up in the director role? One,
Yeah,
two,
director or sporting director.
two,
Yeah.
is he going to is he maybe targeting the head coach job?
No,
And
I think what he wants to start first is to lay the foundation.
no,
of
but Amy,
the
my
change
problem
in
is he
philosophy.
cannot lay a foundation in 6 months with the crop
No.
of players he has right now.
No. What did Sarri do it or no? Sarri did it in the season, right? He changed us from a counter-attacking team to a possession-based team.
Yeah, but we had but Sarri came in on a deal. He didn't come in interim. Like if you look at like if I think about like few interim coaches, I like to use Chelsea like Benitez and Gus Hiddink. These guys didn't come in to lay no foundation.
No, but this guy is not an interim coach. He rejected that offer.
Yeah, he rejected Chelsea's offer for interim.
The offer he's taking now is going to be interim till May, And
Yeah.
after May, he's going to
Yeah.
serve as a consultant
He'll go upstairs,
in
man.
the
He'll go
decision
upstairs.
making.
Exactly. Even I think Gus Hiddink had that kind of a deal with Chelsea at one point.
I
I'm
don't
not
think
sure.
so. I don't
Okay,
think so.
or maybe
No,
I'm wrong there, but
Gusidink didn't tell Chelsea who to buy and who to sell.
no, but
This
we're
guy-
talking about
this guy's
this
gonna
guy's
have
here
the
for 6
power.
months. This guy's here for 6 months. He's done.
He's going to coach for 6 months.
Yeah, when is he? So when is the coaching done? When is the duration
Blue eyes,
of his
At
of
the
his
end
coaching
of
session
May,
done?
At the end
at
of
the end of
Exactly.
May,
the deal. Blue eyes. The deal. No. Blue eyes. The deal is he's gonna come for 6 months, and then he'll be hired on a 2-year consultancy afterwards. So he'll go upstairs. Do you understand what I mean?
He'll
So
go
he'll
upstairs,
be in the club.
and
He'll
then
be hired by the club. He'll be
Two-
paid by the
and
club.
then-
years
and he'll go
apprenticeship.
upstairs.
he'll
Nah.
be part of he'll be part of the decision makers that will hire the next manager. So the
Yeah,
next
but you see
manager
all
of
that.
Manchester United will come from this guy. This
No,
guy
but
will pretty
no.
much recommend who that
But
person will be.
no. You see my problem with that. All that is trying to put lipstick on a pig.
Hey,
You know, because
the pig
because a pig.
the pig already has red lips.
No, but the pig is still a pig. It doesn't matter. The pig is
I
still
know,
a pig.
I know.
So,
But
so
some
it
people like
doesn't.
the pig.
True.
Eat bacon.
True. Okay, first things first. There is a sense of confidence in the Manchester Kingdom right now.
Yes,
Yeah.
because
There's-
this
so
is
that's
a
so-
good. This is a,
Yeah,
this
so
is a
if
good
you want to
hire.
talk exactly, if you want to talk about a crowd pleasing strategic move, this was top class.
Oh yes, those guys. You
Top
think they don't know
class.
what they're doing?
Of course.
Those
So
Glazers, they know what they're
if
doing.
I were Ragnick, right? Because of this is because this is the guy to speak. And another thing, you trust me, I watch the guy. Say this guy, man, I don't think he's cut for the EPL, but that's me. Body language, he's too academics. He's too academics, and
So what? Are you
and
saying he's built for upstairs?
yeah, maybe that's what I'm saying. The EPL is think about hip hop. There's conscious hip hop, and there's street hip. There's the street gangster,
Hey,
and
God,
EPL is gangster hip hop.
I'm like, this is your forum, man.
EPL
You don't get what
is
you
gangster.
know, yeah.
EPL is the streets, man. Like if you're gonna
That's
hit
how
the
Bob
streets,
Blair. Bless is the man. It give us those emojis.
no. Listen, EPL is the streets, like hip hop. The streets hip hop.
Blue Eyes has
Yeah.
the best analogy.
Yeah, best
I
analogies
actually
of all time.
agree with
God.
what he just said.
No, but that's what it is for me though.
Like
Because
hip-hop.
it's like hip hop for me. So because I look at the guy and say this guy is all academics. He talks all the sweet things.
You know the funny part?
No, I don't
He
think
said-
so. I
he
don't
said
think so.
because
You
of
have,
it.
you have to give the guy some. You have to give the guy some credit. See, I know. See, it's okay for you to know your stuff, though, Blue Eyes.
Exactly.
You know,
Of course,
it's,
no,
it's
of
okay,
course,
it's okay
of
to be
course.
technical. It's okay
Yes.
to know yourself.
Yes.
Now, what we're gonna like, what I said earlier was, we're going to now know whether these Manchester United players are good enough to actually pursue and move their careers to the next level, because they now have a coach that is going to give them the right structure, the right organization, the right balance, and the right instructions in their play. Now, if this guy doesn't work, for Manchester United, it's curtains. It's
It's game
curtains.
over.
Oh, you can't.
It's
No. That's not fair. It's not fair on Ragnick.
No,
She said it's not fair, right?
As much as I don't care.
No,
Go ahead,
no,
go ahead, my brother, yeah.
they brought in Van Gaal. They brought in
Yes.
Mourinho.
Yes.
They're bringing this guy
On
These
deals,
are-
Van Gaal and Mourinho on deals. This one is not on a deal.
No,
It's
this
a
guy's on
deal. There's a deal there.
No. There's still a transition. Listen, this deal is claused with transitions.
There's no
Yeah.
transition.
No,
After
there's no
this,
transition.
he's going
No,
to.
it's
it's a
like
fact.
probation. Listen, Emmy, let's call a spade a spade. This 6 months is basically Manchester United putting Ragnick on probation.
It's not probation.
It is.
No, wait. So Blue Eyes, what you're saying
Yes.
is that Blue Eyes, what you're saying
Yes.
is that
Yes.
if United,
If
for
they-
example,
if they relegate-
for example, no, not even relegate. For example,
Yeah.
just let me try and think what you're saying. If United don't finish top 4
Mhm.
by the end of the season,
Yeah.
do you see a situation where the board will say it's time to go for
Ragnick
you?
is gone. Thank you.
No.
You're with me. You're with me.
Blue Eyes.
No, I'm
That's
not with
what-
you.
that's
I'm not
what
with
you
you. I understand what you're saying, but no, they can't do
No,
that.
that's not for this guy though. This guy is
Not for
going to
him.
be there regardless of where United finishes.
Finish exactly.
No, but
Yeah,
no,
100.
the approach, the approach is okay. I get that whole selling the idea of, because right now I'm hearing all this everything in the waves right now is it's project based. Oh, this guy is this guy is that. It's all the good stuff. But come December, if Manchester United is 13th position, you will see what will happen.
Nothing will happen. No, they will look at it as a process, though.
No, actually,
they'll look at it as a process.
Yeah, but it's not a. Yes, I get it, but there is still the element
You just
of
said 13 position.
yeah. If they're let's say December 25, because December 25 is normally when you can start shaking off the men from the boys.
Christmas,
Like,
Christmas,
Christmas is when you can start. Like the one people that know EPL can actually start forecasting from the 25th.
From the 25th. If you're on top of the 25th, you're winning the league. Basically, that's how historically it's been.
There you go.
Not all the time, though. Not all the time.
No, I'm not saying there was a
but
situation
again,
where
it's a
Liverpool didn't win. Arsenal's Invincibles won on top of the league during Christmas. Chelsea were on top, and Arsenal won. So there's such way.
Weren't Manchester United on top on New Year's Day last season?
They won on top. They won on top.
They were. Look it up.
They won.
Serious?
They won on top. They won on. Wait, you said on New Year's. I'm saying Christmas. Were they on top on Christmas?
New Year's is past Christmas.
No,
that's not. No, that's the
Christmas is a particular barometer.
Okay, let me ask the panel a question. I know there's no Man U fan here, but let me ask the panel a question. Do you think Man United fan or the franchise or the entity of Man United, including fans and everything, do you think they would prefer finishing 11th this season, but guarantee the fact that they're going to build a project to work in the next 2 years? Or would you rather finish between second and third this season with Ragnick on the
They'll take 11. They'll take 11. He said it's not possible.
It's not possible.
What's not possible?
It's because currently
you're saying Man U can never finish. Are you saying Man U cannot finish second?
No, they cannot finish second this season. No,
no, marvelous. They finished second by the new year. They finished second.
No. Not with the strength of Man City, Liverpool, and Chelsea though. The golfing class, they cannot stay as consistent even with this guy.
Look at the players.
Stay as consistent as those three teams.
They have to build up the lead and then stay consistent. No, they have to gain the ground and then stay consistent. That's
exactly, and that's
too big for this team.
That's not possible. That's not possible. No. That's Mission Impossible 5. Mission Impossible 6. Not possible.
Yeah,
it's not possible. My laws of mathematics, the laws of mathematics say it is impossible. It does not tend to zero. It's not possible.
Yeah. So therefore. you remember now. So therefore now.
Using traditional word now. So therefore.
Remember those 3 dots, right?
As a result, right?
Those three dots give me PTSD, man.
So as a result, in other words, so therefore, however, like,
Blue Eyes is crazy, man.
They'll tell you your work is not in steps. You're supposed to be in steps. Where's your therefore?
Where's your therefore? How do I know? Me as a teacher, while I'm marking it, I don't know what you are trying to, interpret. Where's the so therefore there? I can't see.
Man, look,
you be saying, but I put the dots. You put the dots behind the line. You didn't put it inside the line. It has to be inside the line.
Blue Eyes is crazy, man.
Continue.
So like for me, Ragnick, man, it's a very controversial statement. It's a statement of intent, which is what I like. It keeps us on our toes, and it almost sounds like I feel like it's the coming of Tuchel, like even the way he speaks.
Yeah, like, they are from the same book.
I know. He gave Tuchel they come from the same cloth.
I'm like, is this Tuchel?
He gave Tuchel his first job.
Yeah, and I guess the only difference is he likes to play with 2 up front, right? 4-4-2 or 4-4-2. Yeah, either way you want to take the variation, but 4-4-2
he hasn't used it in Chelsea, but he used it in Dortmund and PSG.
No, he's talking about Ragnick. He's talking about
Ragnick. I'm talking about Ragnick.
You know one thing about Ragnick, right?
Yeah.
For this United team, he's not going to say this is the system. I'm sure he probably has an idea, but he'll wait until he gets to the training ground.
He has to be radical. There has to be a radical lever.
There has to be a change. Yeah.
He has to pull a radical lever one way or the other, man.
I know. I can imagine what he was doing before. I can imagine because he's bored. I can imagine him putting himself in scenarios, and he probably had a United scenario And let me be honest, he probably had a United scenario the way because he was talking
NK,
about United in
NK, you
2020.
just made a perfect point. If and I know Blue Ice is right. Ragnick is a football nerd.
Nerd, he's a nerd.
It's just
I'm
like
pretty
Tuchel.
sure. I'm
Have you
pretty
heard Tuchel?
sure
Have
in
you heard
his like. I'm pretty sure while he
In
was
his spare
in
time, yeah.
wherever he was working on his philosophy and refining his school of thought, he would look at current clubs that are having problems and
He was
think of
probably laughing at Ole.
solutions. So
He was
he
probably
probably
laughing at Ole.
has
Yeah.
things. He probably has things to implement right off the bat. Things that he had probably
You
pondered
see,
about
marvelous,
even before
marvelous,
United reached
so
out to him.
marvelous,
so
marvelous.
let me drop this real quick, right? Which of the top coaches are not nerds? Pep is a nerd.
No,
Pep is
no, I understand. No, but
Pep goes ballistic, man, in terms of all these things.
No, Pep is not a nerd. Pep is...
Pep is a nerd.
No. Emmy, yes, I get like he has the intellect, but Pep is dirty. Pep is streets.
No,
Like
you think
the embodiment of his work.
You
The
think
embodiment
Ragnick
is
is not
No.
street?
Streets is Conte. Conte is
Okay.
streets.
I think
Pep is a nerd.
they are all nerds.
they're all
but
nerds to a degree. They're all nerds to a degree. Yeah.
even this Ragnick, you think,
Conte literally said he prefers to kill players that don't listen to him.
and I think he'll start killing them tomorrow.
Mourinho is
doesn't
streets.
get any more
Mourinho is the
street than
definition.
that.
Mourinho is pure streets.
Yeah.
Pure
Mourinho
Pure
is street
streets.
too. Yeah.
I can bet you that Conte will start killing Tottenham players from tomorrow. The way he sounded after they lost today, man, if I was a sports player, I'm showing up with bulletproof.
But Emmy, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Conte was doing this. The fact that Conte was even talking about Lukaku when he was unemployed and said Tuchel's not using him. I know for a fact Ragnick has been looking at United and has been figuring out situations of 100%.
Can you remember what Tuchel said when he was first offered the Chelsea job? He said he told Marina, "Are you sure that you want to make a change?" Because he's been watching Chelsea play, for a few weeks.
And Marina said yes.
And Marina said yes. He said, "Are you sure you don't want to give him some more time?" Marina said, "We want to make a change now."
Amen.
And Tuchel said, "Okay." And that was where Tuchel and Chelsea stuff started. Tuchel is also called
just to interrupt
Tuchel
you.
is a nerd. Yeah, Tuchel is a nerd.
He's a nerd. That is nerdy.
He's a nerd. He's a nerd. You can tell he talks so much about tactics and all that in his pressers. There's no presser you watch of Tuchel that you don't learn one or two things about the game. Even Pep Guardiola doesn't speak so much about his tactics, although he tries to hide it here.
It doesn't matter how nerdy you are, or if you have 2 PhDs in soccer. I don't know if you guys grew up in like farms or in the village. When you get a new chicken, I don't know if you like when you add a new chicken to your, let's say your livestock at home in the village. When it comes in, it doesn't assimilate with the crowd. No.
They'll first fight it.
No. It stands on one leg. It will stand on one leg for almost 3-4 days until it's comfortable. Then it will drop 2 legs. So this is real. What I'm telling you right now is actually for real. When chickens are so smart that way. So with Ragnick, he's gonna stand on one leg for 6 months.
No, he's not.
And then hold on. And then in the span of that 6 months, my question, this is where my beef is.
SSB.
What is the goal? What is the goal for Ragnick? I get the whole project thing, but I would like him to make a statement by end of this season for Man U.
That's why we pulled up the table earlier. So currently, Man U is 8th, 17 points. West Ham is 23 points, and they are 4th. So the difference between them is 6 points. And Man U still has to play Chelsea on Sunday and play Arsenal on Thursday next week. Now, if they lose both games and West Ham opens more of that gap, it's going to be impossible for Ragnick, whatever juju he has, to close that gap to be 4th. Now, I asked the question to Red Devil when he was here earlier, and he said it doesn't matter what United finishes at the end of the season. What really matters is
what is the job of a football head coach or manager? To have a clear idea of how my team should play. This can be more the Pep Guardiola style, or the Diego Simeone style, or the Hansi Flick style, or the Jürgen Nagelsmann style, or the Jürgen Klopp style. Those are variations, different areas where Pep Guardiola is more the kind of coach who likes technical players, whereas Jürgen Klopp more likes the heavy metal band players, But what they all have in common is that they exactly know how this kind of football they want to play, what it looks like. They have in their brains the video of the perfect game. They have it in their minds and on their minds. And the job of a football manager is to transform this idea of football into the heads, hearts, brains, veins of your players. What is the job of a football?
Continuing.
No, what he just said is fact. The problem is, can he actually, he said, the job of a football coach is to transform, these ideas into the hearts, heads, minds, veins of the players. Now, the thing is, can he do it to a Manchester United team that has not been properly coached for almost 3 to 4
Thank
seasons?
you. This is where I'm going with my
Now,
Thank
he's going to face a lot of headwinds. He's going to face a lot of headwinds.
That's why I'm forever grateful to Sarri.
Yes,
for what he did at Chelsea.
What Sarri did at Chelsea is underrated. He transformed Chelsea from
a lot of the credit people give Lampard
to a possession-based team.
A lot of the credit people give Lampard ought to go to Sarri.
It's Sarri. No, it's Sarri.
Sorry, tax man. Sorry, tax.
I think that's what this guy is going to do. This Ragnick guy. Now the thing is, United they don't trust that they can press in a certain way and win the ball. Now it's easy to say, "Oh, we're going to play pressing football," but can you press if you don't trust? It's not possible. You have to trust. You have to trust the man running behind you that he's going to close out the gap and he's not going to lose concentration if the ball comes his way. Now, the thing is, this guy doesn't have time. This is the holiday period. Sorry, the busy Christmas period. There are games every 3 days, all the way to Christmas. Yeah. This guy he won't have the time unless he's going to do night drills, morning drills. Like, when is he going to coach these players, and play real-time games in 2 days? It's almost a Herculean task for this guy to finish top 4. There's so many headwinds that unless maybe, I don't know, maybe he's going to, he's going to show them presentations. Maybe he's going to do more video.
No. This is why I always say this is the EPL. This is always why I say it's a total different ballgame.
How is he going to implement this system?
Exactly.
Without training.
Well, again, this whole thing is about finding a little. You don't need huge momentum. You don't need a huge wave. You just need to find your little lane. And since he's that kind of a shrewd technical director, he can actually if he doesn't finish top 4, this whole English we're speaking here is academics. It's like they say, hold on. It's like they say, if somebody has no money in the bank and is signing the check, it's just you're just writing grammar.
Blue Eyes, let me just say,
and if this guy doesn't give them something tangible and measurable come May, he's gone.
No, but Blue Eyes, let me say this, right? If Chelsea and Arsenal beat Manchester United in the next 2 games and West Ham wins their next 2 games, it's going to be 12 points. It's going to be impossible at that point. Even if we have probably 23, 24 games to go, it's going to be almost impossible.
Where was Chelsea when Thomas Tuchel came in? I know it's not the same picture.
It's not the same picture.
But where was Chelsea?
We're ninth. We're 10th.
How many points behind top 4 were we?
I think we were 14 points.
No, behind top 4 at ninth. Exactly.
Wait. I just watched the Conte interview. That guy looks angry, man.
He's pissed. You didn't know that? He's pissed. He's angry.
Like we said, he never see anything yet.
he's asking himself, what job did I just
Conte.
take?
Like,
Because this
look,
is
the way he looks 3 weeks in, he made a very key statement. He said, now 3 weeks in, I'm starting to realize what's really going on here. But the
yes.
way he looks, like how dejected he looks, is how he looked in that season for Chelsea, where things sort of like were rocky. You
No,
know,
I
like
think
how he looked in the 17-18 season.
yeah, I can tell you
He
this,
already
Marvelous.
looks like that off the bat.
Yeah, I can tell you this very clearly from after watching that press conference from Conte. If by January Spurs does not back him by buying the right kind of
He has
player,
told the board to get rid of Ndombele in January.
who's gonna buy him? He has 2 years left.
And remember the stunt that Bergwijn pulled at the end of the game against Leeds, where Conte was celebrating and Bergwijn shrugged him off. He dropped Bergwijn from the squad today.
Yeah, Conte cannot start picking little fights when he has not known his team. I think if he wants to go that approach, it's gonna be only one way, and it's gonna be
But
failure.
Conte is petty. Conte is petty.
Yeah,
That's why
he can't go. He has to see the best way to get into this guy's heads is to, because right now Conte is about to press the suicide button. And from that press conference, the few things I could pick out from there in summary was these players are not good enough to challenge, and we know that already, right? But you saying that in a presser, if I was the players, I think in the WhatsApp chat today, in the group chat, everybody's gonna be like, "Man, did you hear what the boss said? Did you hear what the boss said? Man, he said we're not good enough." Period. That means you are already giving up on your players who you don't even know yet. And that, to me, is looking like Conte, like what Marvel said, the 17-18 Conte, who probably knows, okay, I know Conte is a honest guy. He knows how he's another, maniac for football. But the thing is, sometimes you don't have to be too honest. I think that's a bit naive from him, from what he said today, because you still have to go face those players tomorrow morning or next tomorrow to prepare for a Premier League game.
you're
If
the
they're
same
not,
person, Emmy. You're the same person that told me that Conte owes nobody nothing. I remember when you screaming that thing when I said I'll never forgive Conte, and now you want him to feel remorseful when going back into the change room. If he owes nobody nothing, then you use that same chip on his shoulder
Abdullah
and
said
walk
he's
into the dressing
cursed.
room. You
Abdullah
understand?
said
No, me
Conte is
and Abdullah,
cursed.
we are already taking care of Conte. Don't worry.
no,
You do not burn. You cannot burn Stamford Bridge.
someone like when I said it when he left Chelsea in 2017, he had some bridges he burned with the football club, and the
You want to go and
ancestor
say
of
penance.
Chelsea Football Club, they will not forgive him.
see Conte looks like a dead man walking already.
Now,
But
now you're losing to Mourin. What team is
no,
that? Secondary school team.
if Conte cannot fix Spurs, then who can?
No, it's not about who can. It's about
But Conte get rid of a lot of guys when he came to
Yeah.
Inter Milan.
Oh yeah. He will get rid
Conte
of.
is burning that club down, man. I'm
He has
building
to.
it back up.
He
He's
has
burning
to.
that club down.
He has to. Even
I
now,
think
Son
I
If
think
Son
I
is
think that's
looking
what I
suspect.
agree with you.
If
I
they
think that's what
allow
he's already
He
going to
has
do.
if
to
they
do that.
allow him.
No, they will
Like,
allow him.
No,
They have to
they
allow him.
will.
They gave him the reins. What do you mean if they
Yeah,
allow
yeah.
him?
If they
They
don't
gave him the
if they don't
reins.
allow him, he's going to walk away at the end of
Yeah,
this
he's
season.
gonna, and he has no shame. He'll walk away.
He'll walk away.
They have to. They have to anyway. They have to, or he'll make it hell.
Marvelous. Conte walked away from Juventus, a team he was the captain for 5-6 seasons. He walked away from Juventus, even after being a champion 3 times, back to back to back. He walked away from Juventus, so he will walk away from Spurs without
Actually, what
even
Emmy,
thinking about
what
it.
he'll do is cause enough of a uproar that they'll pay him and he'll leave. But he will. And Daniel Levy will have no choice but to back him, because I know we probably know how much he's getting paid. So he's burning that club down. He's burning that club down.
You know what? Because right now Daniel Levy will be in a bad light if Conte is a flop. Because guess
Yeah.
what? The fans are going to say, you brought Mourinho, he flopped. You now brought Conte, he's flopping. These are managers that have won the Premier League 4 times in the last 20 years.
Okay, so I just texted a friend of mine, Elena. She has a huge Tottenham platform. She's based in the UK, and she just told me she thinks she thinks Conte is gonna walk because if he's saying I'm happy to stay after 3 weeks, then he's not going to stay, especially if Levy doesn't back him.
But the big question is, if Levy's going to back him, who is Levy going to buy? How are they going to attract players to their club? Because right now, the only thing they have is that big, beautiful stadium. There's nothing else.
There's nothing. I think. By the way, another side note. I think Conte coming in might be the best thing to happen to Harry Kane. He might actually leave because Conte doesn't care. Conte doesn't care.
Harry Kane is going to leave. I don't doubt it.
No, that train has passed. Now, even just watching Harry Kane run, you know he's nearing retirement.
No, Harry Kane is done. Harry Kane
like
is
just
done.
watching him run. Even Song, like I was watching Song. Song now runs square. Before he used to run straight, now he runs square. Like the whole team is very. It's bad.
It's done. That's done.
That's why I was wondering if Conte was the right person for this team. This team looks like they just need someone to tell them, "Hey, you guys are amazingly good."
Ole?
No, just someone, not Ole. No, someone that just gonna boost the morale of the team.
Yeah.
You know?
So Ole, what Ole did to United, because these guys just need this team's morale is low. And if Conte is there, it might even get lower because he doesn't care.
No, because Conte is not that person that
he's not that type.
To him, he's not there to babysit his players. Like, he believes they should be men. And right now, these Tottenham players are not like men. They need some arms around their shoulders. Some need, a tap on their cheek to say, "Hey, wake up, wake up." Okay,
Emmy, Davinson Sanchez needs. Davinson Sanchez needs a hug, man. I mean, that man, bro. My goodness gracious
That's what
me.
you call. What do they call that thing again? Yeah, he was. Man,
spiritual.
He reached, like it was. Yeah,
a new low. A new low.
But Conte is not the manager to give players hugs, and that's why Conte only buys seasoned professionals, players that are in the 29s, late 20s, early 30s, because those kind of players don't need hugs. You already know what you're here for. You're here to play a football match and to train your hardest and give your heart to me on the field. Now, the thing is, if you hear Conte today, he said this team is too young. He said it 3 times. The Tottenham team is not really young, bro. The average age there is above 25, 26. So
but what he
they're
means,
not young,
what
but
he
they're
what
too
he
young
means,
in terms of
what
their maturity.
Yeah, they're inexperienced. They don't have.
Yeah.
They haven't gone to battle. Yeah,
There's
that's
no
what he means.
substance. Yeah,
It's not substance.
What you're hearing there is he's speaking Italian is in English.
Yes.
Like, you understand what I mean?
Yes.
Like because Italians are very poetic
a lot of
when they
things
say
get
things.
lost in translation.
Yeah, he actually means that most of those players have not cut their teeth.
SSB. Son isn't going to Son isn't going to Real or Bayern. He's not that level. He's not that level.
Because Italians.
He's not Son.
No, Son is
really.
Not anywhere
he's not that level. He's not that level. He's not that level. Nah. Blue eyes. He's not that level. No disrespect.
How old is Son?
29.
No, he's not
29.
No.
Look at the confidence you said that with.
No, he's not 29.
He's not 29. How old is he? Let me look it up.
He's 29. I'm lying. He's right. He's 29. He's 29.
Oh
he's
my
29.
Lord.
29.
He's turning 30 8th of July. He's 29.
29.
Wow, he's 20. You're right.
Jeez.
There you
this
go.
Guy's 29.
He's 29? Not that level, man.
Yeah.
He's 29 years of age.
He signed a new 4-year deal. That means he wants to retire at Spurs. Oh,
yeah, he's not. He knows he's not
going to win a trophy. Oh shit. That's a shame.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
Casting.
He's not going to win a trophy. Yeah, he just signed a 4-year deal.
So 30, 31, 32.
Yeah, he's gonna be there till 34. He's pretty much that's the end of his career. He's gonna go back to South Korea.
Man, if Tongi Ndombele can stay fit, can keep himself sharp, like sharp, he's not bad to have on the bench, man. Like this is Saul is doing. If we lose
Man,
Saul,
look, in Dombele, I feel he's just look. I feel he's blown his potential, man.
Yeah.
the guy needs. You know what I think he needs? He needs what you call a lease in life. He needs a brand new club.
Bro, I see. When that boy was in Lyon,
Mm.
I always said it. I said this guy's next career step will define his career, whether he will develop or he'll be a flop. Immediately I heard he was linked to Spurs. I saw the money was like 60 something million. I was like, oh no, Spurs will not pay this. Don't worry, he's not going to Spurs. The next thing, Daniel Levy pays it. I'm like, geez, this guy is down the drain. He's done. He's not going to go anywhere. I'm not surprised. I called it from there. He was a very good player at Lyon. Of course, he outgrew Lyon, but all he needed to do was wait one more season and get better options of a coach or a team that had a coach that could develop his game to the next level. You know, that's one thing I always tell these young players. You need to work with a team that has a coach that will develop your game to the next level. Why do you think most players right now want to play for Pep, Tuchel, Klopp? It's because they know that the education they're going to get in that club is going to get them to the next level and add more value to their game. And that's key for any player that is between 21 and 24,
guys,
or 25.
Guys,
yeah.
I just want to say something quickly because I don't want to talk about Tottenham too long. But and Blue Eyes, I'm sorry, I know he's your guy. Deli Ali Deli Ali is not getting anywhere near Nigeria. He's not getting into Nigeria's team. He's not. He's done.
No, he's done. He's flat.
He's done.
He's running on two flat tires, man.
Oh, did he say he wanted to play for Nigeria?
No,
I'm not saying that.
No,
I don't know what he wants, but
I was advocating for him to
cannot.
come back. He cannot.
He can't, man.
No. After I finish, I saw him finish today.
No, the guy actually, you know, Dele Ali, his father left his mom, right? And you know, he grew up with his white mom, with his white parent, his white mom or his mom's side. And so I don't think he ever saw his dad. I think there was the story. He never really saw his dad when he grew up. So he doesn't even associate himself as a Nigerian. He just kept the name Ali, I guess probably because the name has just been stuck with him since birth. But I don't see, he doesn't even associate with as a Nigerian in any way. Unlike someone like David Alaba, the guy from Real Madrid guy, Bayern Munich guy. David Alaba is a Niger boy. Like, you know, people that see him in Europe everywhere, you know, he associates with Nigeria everywhere.
Let's get something straight.
Well,
Dele Ali might have not met his dad, but then they use I know Conway Ripe.
Oh boy.
He's a pure Nigerian. They know the damn man. Dele Ali, the way he moves, the way you can tell. He can say he's not. I hear you because I follow that story too. But it's just too obvious. The way
even the
way he plays.
Emmy, you know, he spent a portion of his no, he did see his dad, but he
went to primary school in Nigeria.
He went to Nigeria, but he came back to England.
Nigeria.
Exactly. He went back to England and moved in with I think it was like an adoptive family.
Correct.
Something like that.
Yeah, that's what happened. He doesn't associate. He doesn't feel any association to his actual parents. That's why he doesn't put Ali at the back of his name. He put Dele. And then so he doesn't associate with his entire family.
That day, I don't know if you guys remember that day we played that friendly England Niger before the World Cup. You see how they were booing him, Niger boys, as soon as he touched ball. But I don't know if you guys remember before.
I remember 2016.
As soon as he touched ball, boo.
Yeah, well, Dele Ali is another youngster that blossomed too early and just he just
they compared him to the legendary Frank Lampard.
Yeah, at some point.
Oh my lord!
You know how many players?
He was cooking. He was
Even this
cooking at
guy,
that time.
if you guys can remember this guy, Jack Rodwell, they
Yes,
also
I
said
do. I
that.
remember Jack Rodwell. He played
Jack
CDM
Rodwell.
for City.
Man, Jack
He played
Yeah.
Rodwell
CDM for
is a
City, man.
baller. FIFA
Yeah,
10.
but guess
FIFA
what?
No, but he
10.
sucked in the EPL, man.
You know,
He
you
sucked.
see all those players,
Everton and Blackburn.
they had
Yeah,
potential,
thank you.
right? They had potential, but they were never well coached. That's why you see players like Phil Foden, those kind of players, they know why they've not left City. They know why they just, he stayed back. You remember a lot of clubs are coming for Phil Foden. He said, no, I want to stay at City. He knew why he stayed. It was because Pep was there. If it was someone else that was there that would not develop his game, he would have moved somewhere else. And there's a reason why Borussia Dortmund gets these youngsters with potential. Is because they have created the environment for these players to actually move to the next different levels,
Exactly.
as they
I was gonna say
develop
farm
and
team.
progress their game.
Dortmund,
Yeah, they're
Dortmund
farm
is a
teams.
farm
They're
team.
farm
That's
team.
a definition of a farm team. That's what Arsenal did in the 90s. The same structure of just bringing in young starlets and churn them in the market.
Yeah.
That's all they've been doing. Yeah,
You see players like this Jude Bellingham guy, right? Jude Bellingham had the option to go to many big clubs. Many clubs were after
exactly.
him.
United
But
were after him. United
yeah,
were after him strongly, and he said no.
many,
Yeah.
but he said no. I'm going to Dortmund. Do you know why?
Yeah.
Because he knows at Dortmund he's going to have the ability. He's going to get the opportunity to show himself, to learn the
He
game,
is.
and improve. They have those professors out there that teach them this game and tell them, hey, this is what you have to do. This is what you don't have to do, and you have to cut this out from your game. Those are the little things, Unlike all these ready-made clubs, it's like look at Odegaard, right? Odegaard went to Real Madrid as a 16-year-old. He was 16. He moved from a Norwegian club to Real Madrid directly. Where is his career today? Odegaard is currently at Arsenal. At the time,
Emmy, man.
at the time Odegaard was blowing out, coming out, from that. Everybody was talking about he played the under 20. I don't know if you guys follow the European under 21 competition.
I try to.
I always do. That's my best competition. I even prefer watching that to the Euros. I won't lie, because you see football. Those boys play ball. Like they put the ball on the ground and the ball just keeps kissing the grass. That's where you see the next best team in European football.
You do.
And Odegaard was so good in the under 21 World Cup. Sorry, in the under 21 Euros. I was like, wow, this guy's going to blossom. Boom, Real Madrid picked him up, and the next team they started loaning him to all kinds of clubs. And where did he end up? Right now,
Real
he's in Arsenal.
Sociedad. They loaned him to Real Sociedad.
He balled in Real Sociedad, but he was not consistent enough for him to break into their team. They bring him back and then they sell him to Arsenal.
But
Now
here's
the
the-
thing
here's-
is, imagine if Odegaard went to Borussia Dortmund. If he went to Borussia Dortmund as a 16-year-old, as a 21-year-old, that's 5 years of good development and playing consistently. His game would have moved to a level where Real Madrid will be ready to pay 120 million for him right now.
And here's the thing.
Don't get too excited about that.
And here's the thing, though. And I told this to Marvelous before on several streams. Sometimes players just have to get lucky, man. You know what I mean? Even for example, Vinicius Jr., right? The fact that he got so long at Real Madrid, and again, I mean, we said this before, timing, because they Real Madrid declined. Well, Real Madrid are rebuilding, and he had an opportunity to get game, and now he's blossoming. That if he came 3 years earlier, who knows what could have happened to Vinny? But it happens, man. I mean, it's just Dele Alli, man. Oh my.
No,
the fall from grace. The fall from grace.
Dele Alli's situation is very common among young players. He blossomed too early. MK Dons to like your name from MK Dons to Tottenham. He had a good coach who gave him good development, gave him belief in Pochettino. But to move that level to the next, to move his career to the next level, he needed to be more consistent. He needed to.
I do think injuries played a part as well. Injuries played a part.
He needed to apply himself more. Apparently, he just dropped off. Another player is Ross Barkley. Ross Barkley is another example. He blossomed too early. You won't believe Ross Barkley is just 25 years old. But guess what? When Ross Barkley was 19 years old, 19, 20 years old, he was scoring goals. He was an
Any
attacking midfielder.
any
He was
any
dribbling, he was
player
shooting, he was scoring.
any player where when you look at their age, you're shocked at how young they are. It tells you that when they were putting in all these like world class made men performances, they were very young. You're 100% correct about Barkley, and I feel like had Barkley through the fates got landed in the hands of a better manager when he was 19, he would have been like better than Lampard for sure.
I don't know
Jesus
about
Christ.
that. But
No,
you
no,
know,
I think so. I think
you
so.
know, you know, you
Jesus
know,
Christ.
I mean,
Oxlade
even
Chamberlain.
even now, no,
Jesus
no, even now, look at some of the things Barkley does. Like you remember
Marvelous.
the game against
Marvelous. You don't respect
Southampton.
Frank. Marvelous. You don't respect Frank, man. You don't
No,
respect Frank.
relax.
You don't respect
You
Frank, man.
remember the game
Eesh.
against Southampton?
No,
The
stop,
game
stop,
against
stop.
Southampton. Did you see
What?
the
Stop.
pass? The pass that he played to
Marv-
Ashley?
marvelous. Marvelous.
That
That was a lovely pass.
is that pass close to what Lampard gave to Ramirez in Camp Nou?
Marvelous. Marvelous. The thing
Yo,
is,
that
if you
that
had
Barkley pass
started
was
or
a bad
paused,
pass, though,
no,
man.
but here's
You
the
know,
thing, Marvelous. You said it comfortably.
let's stop.
Abdullah,
Let's
You have
Abdullah
to.
stop.
knows he agrees with me.
I'm
Look at
not.
No,
Abdullah.
Abdullah
I'm
does
with you.
not.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I did not talk. Don't
Marvelous.
comment.
You said it
I
too
hear what you're
comfortably.
saying,
That's
my
my
brother.
issue. Just stutter a bit and said, maybe. You just said it comfortably.
No,
Speaking of
another,
Charles Barkley, he published an
another
a very
another
in-depth
very.
interview yesterday or today, and
Mhm.
it talks about Tuchel and what Tuchel has been telling the team with regards to the striker position. Very interesting because it appears that Tuchel has a more invested interest in playing a false nine than
Oh,
catering to Lukaku.
oh,
It's like a very good
So
read.
why
I
did we
think it was
sign him? So why
published.
did we sign him?
oh.
I
No,
think
so
that
why
was
did
the
we sign him
board. I
then?
You
think that was the
think?
board.
Oh, you guys
You
are going
think?
back to this.
So why did we
No,
sign him?
I
let's
think
not
that
go
was
back
the
to this
board.
board here.
I don't think that was
No,
the Tuchel
I
signing.
don't know.
I don't
So
think
the
it was
board
a
wasted
signing
100. Is
either.
that so? What you say,
It's
Marvelous?
true. It's
The
possible.
board wasted.
They
Marino wasted
they
100
didn't
mil.
want like a United to get him or someone else to get him.
I
Who
don't
was
know.
interested in Lukaku?
Do you know how much? Wait, Marvelous. Do you know how much we're paying Lukaku? We're paying him
Exactly.
£395,000 per week.
Per week
And so,
is the highest paid player.
That's
and
too
so,
big to be a board. No. That's too big to be a board signing. No.
It's hard to pay that kind of money to a player and just keep
Huh.
him.
I don't. No. Listen.
What?
No, guys. Luka. Anyways, I think we're repeating ourselves. But
Let's go.
Lukaku.
Yeah, we're going back
Abdullah,
again. I know we're going
check
back.
your Instagram DM.
But
Or your
just
Twitter
just
DMs.
just to close
Twitter
it off
DMs,
really quick,
Abdullah.
just
Guys,
to
we'll
close
talk
it off.
about this tomorrow.
Hold on, really quick, just to close it off. Lukaku is not two shoes signing. I'm done.
By the way, sorry, just one more thing.
I'm done.
Because Cho's my boy. Hudson Odoi is my boy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If his performance starts to decline, and it's because
Abdullah, check your Twitter DMs.
and it's because Marcus Alonso is playing, don't start blaming him. That's what I'll say.
What?
That's what I'll say.
Yo.
That's what I'll
He
say.
might even get better. He
Stop.
might even
Look,
get better.
If anything,
I
it's
saw it,
going to get better.
He might even get better.
Alonso is
No,
offense first.
I doubt it.
Alonso is offense first.
His
It's gonna
his
get
offense isn't
better.
even as
Now,
offense isn't even as good as
NK
Chilwell
Dons, I
on
have
a good
question
day.
for you. NK Dons, I have a question for you. Are you there?
Mhm.
NK Dons.
Yeah, I bet.
So are you
Abdullah,
saying
check
that?
your Twitter
Are
DMs.
you
Sorry,
saying?
I
Are
saw
you
what you sent
saying
me. I
that?
saw what you
Show?
sent.
Are you saying
Put
that?
it on the screen
Are
just
you
while we're
saying
talking.
that
I've seen
Cho
it
Let's go.
only? Are you guys done? Okay. Are you saying that Cho can only flourish if he plays with a certain type of three behind him, number three behind him?
What I'm saying is that Alonso
Yes or no?
No. What I'm saying is
Uh-huh.
Alonso slows the attack down, and the thing is,
How?
Alonso. What player has linked well with Alonso? What winger has actually linked well with Alonso? Someone
How
needs to
many
tell me.
games? Okay, hold on. How many
Someone needs
games?
to tell me back in the
Hold
day
on.
how
Who
what
was the
winger.
winger? Who was the winger that played with him under Conte?
NK.
Don't say Hazard can
NK.
link well with anybody, but
NK.
Alonso
No,
didn't help his case. I'll tell you that.
Even at some point, Hazard raised his hands up and said, "My guy, what are you doing?"
Thank
Hazard
you. That's my
was
point.
shooting
Thank
him.
you.
NK
Thank
Dons.
you.
NK Dons. Let me tell
Because
you something.
let me just say this before you say something, like,
Yeah.
because when you think
Thank you.
Alonso should overlap, he underlaps.
Thank
When you think he should underlap, he overlaps, right? So most wingers expect their fullbacks to carry the opposition, fullback or or someone and make space so that the wingers can actually drive in. Guess what Alonso does? Alonso comes to where you want to drive into and takes it.
Emmy, I'm not lying. Emmy, I'm not lying. Emmy, you know I'm not lying. Emmy, you know I'm not lying. I've seen it.
Guys, hold on a minute. Yo, you guys are disrespecting Alonso. You guys are talking about Alonso 2018.
The
You're talking about Alonso
disrespect is
2018.
real.
Alonso has the way he
Eric, am I lying?
Hold on, though. Okay, the way Alonso improved his game in the not international break, right before we began the season, and then into the first 2 months of the season. How many games did we win with Alonso? Like 4?
5.
The first 5 games. And then he went into
people should start respecting themselves.
The whole
though.
thing with Spain. You see how he was balling for Spain? And
No,
then
no,
he gave Chilwell a run of games.
You guys haven't given me one winger he's linked up well with. That's what I have to say. You haven't given me one winger.
So which winger? Okay, hold on.
Guys,
I'll wait.
Yeah, go ahead, my
on,
brother.
guys.
Go ahead.
The thing with Alonso is, I can understand Alonso because when I make a comparison between Ben Chilwell, this Alonso going forward is good in terms of going forward, but in defending is a little bit suspect. And see, when you have Alonso in the team, opposite that one to play Chelsea news, that's an extra 9 in the front forward. That's an issue because free kick is score, corner kick, Alonso is there, set piece, Alonso is there because he will find a way to score in those aspects.
I'm like,
if you don't whenever you don't take Alonso will pumps in, he will just come in from anywhere, from the back anywhere, boom, Alonso scored the goal.
I'm like, what I'm talking. I don't think you understand. I respect Alonso, by the way. I'm talking purely link. I'm saying link.
I understand.
Hold on, let me answer that question. Who does? How many wingers does Cho link well with in this our team?
Fullbacks. He links better. I will say any winger will link better with Ben Chilwell than Marcus Alonso. That's a fact. I'm sorry, Blue.
Okay, good. You know what? Good. You know what? Thank you. No. I love. There's something you said, NK Dons, that I appreciate. You said any winger. So let's not get too excited about Cho.
Oh no, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, but what I'm saying,
hold on. Because what it means is if you put another winger there with Chilwell, they will still operate. If you put
they'll operate better. No, I didn't say operate. I didn't say operate. They will operate better. They'll operate better. But what I'll say about Alonso is,
I'm done. Thank you.
Yeah, what I'll say is Alonso. All I'm saying is that my only issue with Alonso is that attack going to slow down.
It was solid.
How many games, Z-Man? How many games?
Because it was the left back for the
Euro. Marcus Alonso was playing in the Euros. Are you sure?
Yeah, he did. No,
yes, he did. Really?
Nations League.
No. I'm talking about no. You see, you guys are also my question.
Marcus Alonso.
I said Euros.
Incredible.
No. It wasn't
Euros. What about the Euros? Was he there at the Euros?
No.
How many games did he get in last season for Chelsea?
Exactly. Look. First of all, let's remember this. No. Let me say this. I said this yesterday. Let me just say this, guys. Let me just say this.
Trying to protect you.
No. Let me say this because I know NK Dons is Brexit. But listen, under Conte, when we played in the back 3, Marcus Alonso flourished, right? And then came Sarri, who brought in a back 4, and Lampard continued with a back 4.
And
let's keep this in mind. This is also a back 3. And we're acting like at this time last year, we didn't even know whether Marcus Alonso was alive. Like, come on, let's be honest. At this time last year, Lampard put duct tape on his mouth and threw him in the trunk of a car. And we didn't see him for months. Remember, the only time we saw Marcus Alonso in a 6-month span was when Tuchel took over.
And he still opted for Chilwell. That's my. Why is he?
No. He only brought in Chilwell to give Chilwell a run of games coming back from his injury and to rest Alonso. And then Chilwell got into big form to where you couldn't drop him. That's the truth.
So wait, so are you trying to
the first goal of the season?
Are you trying to no? So time out, Marvelous. Are you trying to say that Alonso is near or close to Ben Chilwell? Is that
I
is
think
that what
okay. Let me
is
answer
that what you're
question
saying to me?
directly. Let me answer that question
I
directly.
don't think so.
Offensively, Marcos Alonso runs laps around Chilwell.
Oh my goodness.
Defensively, Chilwell
That's
is
a lie.
better.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Oh my
That's a lie.
lord.
That's a lie.
Marcos
I,
Alonso has
we'll
better
see.
technique,
We'll see.
better
We'll see.
footballing
No, but
IQ.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Why is it that Alonso hasn't even sniffed the? When was the last time Alonso sniffed the pitch? Barring this
Because Chilwell has been in remarkable form.
marvelous. There's something called rest. You can still rest players.
Okay, before the international break, right?
Mhm.
When Tuchel eased Chilwell in from injury, Chilwell didn't sniff the pitch, and he was on the bench.
No,
and
no,
Tuchel
no.
kept telling him his time will come. And
Of
Alonso
course.
played
And why?
our first 5 games.
And why? No. But tell me, why did his time come? Why couldn't he have just said, "I need to ride
Because
Alonso's
Alonso
wave"?
was playing week in, week out. He went to Spain. He played both games of the Nations League. Extra time. He needed a rest.
So what I'm saying is, why can't Ben Chilwell get that? Why was Alonso not anywhere near the? Because here's the thing, right? I respect Alonso. Before anyone thinks I'm disrespectful, I actually respect Alonso. I think he had a good start to the season, a very good start to the season. But my issue is purely when the attack slows down. The attack slows down so much when he's on that side. I don't know why, but the attack just slows. I get he has his uses.
If
But it's a
he
fact.
scores against United, you need to apologize. I'm not even going to tell
I'm
you.
apologizing.
Do you know the funny thing? Do you know the funny thing? I think Tuchel doesn't like Alonso.
Thank you.
I don't think he does. Because if you think about when Chilwell got back into the team, Alonso hasn't played.
Because Chilwell has been in world class form.
Wait, so here's my
guys.
You
don't need to play him. You don't need to play him in every single game, do you?
They want to bring back Ayat Massin from Coventry City. What the heck is playing in January because of Ben.
They want to bring back who?
It's Ian Matson.
Oh, Ian Matson, the left back?
Yeah, they want to bring him back in January.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
they're going to bring back somebody
I'd
to
much rather
replace
they bring
Alonso.
back Emerson. Emerson is on
Yeah,
loan.
because they said because of the longevity of Ben Chilwell,
Marvelous.
Matson could be bring back.
Guys, on the stream, if I hear that Saul is playing left wing back, you know what that means. You know what that means about Marcos Alonso. I'll just keep quiet. If I see Saul anywhere near that left wing back slot,
you know the funny part. I saw the training pitch. I saw the training today, and I was seeing them playing, shooting. Then Tuchel was talking to the players, having some conversation. You might be right.
What happened? Wait. What do you mean?
Marvelous. If I see
NK, hold on. Abdullah, please repeat what you just said and explain what you mean by you might be right.
Because
So
I
you were watching
said,
the training videos. Okay.
Don't quote me. This is what I saw myself. I saw
Okay.
Tuchel having a conversation with the players.
Don't quote you, but it's what you saw. Okay.
Yeah, doing the what's called shooting drills and talking to the players and having a tactical talking to them. Lukaku, Mason, I think Timo Werner and them Saul having a conversation with them. So I don't know what they are talking about, but I have a feeling that we may see Saul as a left wing back because he's played that in Atletico before. On that Diego Simeone.
We might see Aspi. We might see Aspi.
Marvelous. If all these guys are saying different things about Aspi might be left wing back, Saul might be left wing back. What does that mean for Alonso?
Aspi cannot play left wing back. He can play left back, but he cannot play left wing back.
Didn't he come off the bench against Juventus in that position?
We were winning.
Alonso didn't come off the bench.
Why did Alonso? Was Alonso on the bench?
Why did Alonso come off?
Because he didn't want to risk him.
Do you know why?
My
goodness. Wait, hold on. Do you know why Alonso didn't come off the bench? The reason why Alonso didn't come off the bench was Tuchel knew he has only one real left wing back left. If Alonso comes on, at that time Juventus was kicking.
Wait, so when was the last time Alonso played?
Let's do it, Randall.
Alonso starts against Man U.
Yeah, Alonso will start on Sunday.
Yeah, guaranteed.
Yeah,
he will. Because
somebody clip this, please.
It will start on Sunday. No,
it will start on Sunday. There's no.
So what? No. So
the reason why he didn't come on was because Tuchel didn't want to lose two left wing backs.
Because of the way Juventus were playing.
Emmy. All I have to say is, when was the last time Alonso touched the pitch?
Why would you look? Chill out.
Okay, it's been a while. Why?
No. I just said so. You're gonna throw. Wait, no, marvelous. I just need to ask a simple. This is not even.
Okay.
When was the last time Alonso touched the pitch?
It's been a while.
It doesn't really matter. Alonso is going to start on Sunday.
So Emmy, you're going to throw Marcus Alonso into the fire against United.
No.
He hasn't touched the pitch.
Remember when Marcus Alonso was exiled and Tuchel came in?
I get it.
Marcus Alonso's first game in 6 months. You guys remember what he did
What,
against
6
Burnley?
months? I think 9 months.
Exactly.
You remember what he did against Burnley?
What he did against who?
The technique.
He said Burnley.
Technique.
He said Burnley.
He said,
How do you guys say it? Luton, how do you say
Technique.
it?
And that goal was insane.
Technique.
He said
No,
Burnley.
I think Alonso will start on Sunday.
Guys, you know the funny part. Alonso is in this United match. Alonso will be very useful. You know why?
And he will score. Alonso is going to
I will
score.
tell you what,
Marvelous. I can tell you he's going to
I'm
score.
not the biggest fan. See, wait.
Amen.
Okay, I'm not the biggest fan of Marcos Alonso, but I can see usefulness in the team because when you play Alonso, you know you can guarantee yourself a top 9 in the.
I'm lying. Just for information, if Alonso doesn't start, we need to do a stream.
I will do the
I guarantee you, Marcos Alonso will start on Sunday.
I say clip me.
It will start on Sunday. It will
He will start on Sunday.
And let me tell you, Enkedon
Scores.
Don't even come outside. If Cho make mistake, if Cho has, oh my God, let them do some Cho at the 89th minute.
No. If Alonso scores, my opinion still stands. By the way, I don't care. I need to see the link. It's not about
whether he's good or bad.
It's the build-up.
Let's hear what Eric. Let's hear what Eric has. Eric, go on. Let's hear.
Yeah, I just have a question. It's not even too much. I'm not too worried about the next match. But the reality is, if we have to rely on Alonso to start many games for the rest of the season, I don't know if we can do that.
At the end of this year,
Eric, I saw the news and I think I wanted to ask him.
He's well rested.
Wait.
He's well rested.
No, I can't do
Why are you guys sharing like this?
Do you know who I am? Martin is. Do you know who it is?
No, we're not going anywhere.
So you would much rather take Madsen.
Imagine. We don't need no Madsen, man.
I never said that.
That's disrespectful.
The report is we don't know how long Benchwell injury is.
So we're gonna get Madsen and forget about Zo.
We don't want the club doesn't want to buy left back at the moment. And they can't rely too much on Marcos Alonso, and Tuchel has demand for them. You need a left wing back or a left back.
No, I think the worst case scenario, he could play.
They do that, man.
He could play Sarr, but I don't think he'll play Sarr.
No,
Alonso
is our number 3.
Sarr in a Chelsea dress.
My goodness, man.
I don't want to.
Alonso is.
Guys, tomorrow is the World Cup, and we'll talk about it in the preview tomorrow.
By the way, SSB, I just read your comment. Portugal can draw Italy. They can't.
Tomorrow is the what? Sorry, Abdullahi.
They're the same pool, right?
Oh.
They're the same.
They're in the same bracket. Yeah, the same
plot. They're in plot 1.
They're the same plot 1. Yeah.
Plot 1. Sorry. Plot 1. So they can't do each other.
Did you guys talk about Klopp and how he was saying that small tournament?
Yes.
That thing, man. Eh? That's disrespectful, man. He like
freaking depends on how you.
No. It is no. He back. Listen, you see the backslide that he danced in that answer is more than the late great Michael
He should
Jackson.
have led with an apology.
Yeah,
thank you.
What I said was, I think it makes sense. He should have just started by saying, "Hey, I apologize if you guys misunderstood what I said earlier." First, that calms everybody's nerves.
If he apologized first, he could have said anything he wanted.
Listen, man. Ian Matson won man of the match in his last game.
Yeah, because right now you cannot tell me that Mane and Salah, who are very devout Africans, would now and love their country, will see that and just let it slide. Like, it's something that they would have hoped that he probably comes out to kind of appreciate them or appreciate the tournament or even add some value. He just said, well, if that's what you heard, That's not what I meant.
No,
And that,
but
you know,
listen,
he just kept going
the
on
thing
and
is,
on.
this is an extension of discussions had at dinner tables.
Correct.
This is exact. I'm not perfect here because I also have I also have discussions at dinner tables as well. But this, no, it's true. No, it's true.
Blue eyes.
What
I hope
discussion do you
so,
have?
man. I hope so.
No.
What discussion do you have?
No, what you have at the discussions you have at the dinner table is discussions that are indoors. And but
Indoors.
what happened?
Well, like what discussion?
Hold on, let me land.
Yes,
But what's happening is
what discussion?
this is exactly what happened with Club. Club goes in and said it small tournament.
Blue eyes. People
This is a
were
little
saying
tournament. Nonsense.
people were saying that he was being sarcastic. It wasn't obvious to me that he was being sarcastic.
No, it
No,
was
he was
racist.
racist.
But
It was
I don't know if
really
I'm not
real,
going that far, but
No,
Klopp
that-
rubs me the wrong way. Emmy, do you remember what he said about Money when he first saw Money?
Yeah.
Does anyone remember what he said?
Yeah,
Oh, I
I
can't
think he
remember what
said.
he said.
What did he say?
Klopp said he saw a guy with earrings and things and thought it was. He said something funny.
He said that he thought he was some kind of gangster or some kind of rapper or something.
Mane does not wear any of those.
Mane doesn't want any of those.
He said
Listen,
that he thought that he didn't know Mane was serious about
Mane
football.
is a
because he was
devout
dressing.
Muslim, though. He doesn't even wear anything on his. I don't even think he has
There's
a
something
tattoo.
funny like that. You can
Oh,
find
no.
it.
Here's the quote. Here's the quote.
Yes.
He said, sorry, let me just make sure. There was a really young guy sitting there. His baseball cap was askew. The blonde streak he still has today. He looked like a rapper just starting out.
There you
I
go.
thought, I don't have time for this. Our team back then really wasn't bad. I needed someone who could handle not being a starter at the very beginning, someone I could develop.
A rapper's just starting his career.
Imagine.
So when I
Like,
say he rubs me the wrong
see,
way,
I'm not mixing words with what he said. That was a racist comment regarding the African tournament, period. Because he cannot tell me that he didn't know.
It's
that,
a
you know,
microaggression. It's not
Listen.
racist.
It's not-
microaggression.
Those are excuses.
Listen, that
how
tournament
come-
has
That's
produced-
microaggression. That's what I'm saying. Microaggression.
That tournament has produced some top legends.
even
In the
Mourinho,
EPL.
even
In
Mourinho,
world
even
football is
Mourinho,
EPL.
even Mourinho making the other I don't remember his name, dance. That's also a microaggression. It
I won't go that
racist-
far. I won't go
It
that
has
far.
racist undertones. No, I'm being serious. It has racist undertones.
Marvelous.
The same
Marvelous.
way record labels
Yeah.
make artists dance on tables and meetings. It's not racist, but it has the undertones of racism.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt because I don't think English isn't his first language, so maybe there was some kind of translational.
Please, he spoke English.
No, he knows what little means.
Eric,
That's BS.
The only
It's just like-
explanation
it's just
he
like
could
me-
have
it's just like
gave.
me saying,
Let me
it's
be
just like
honest.
me using some kind of words to describe people from certain parts of the world,
thank you.
which we all do at, like you said,
My-
at dinner tables. But guess what?
But my thing is,
In a public place like
Yeah.
here, I cannot use those kind of terms.
But Emmy, my thing is with Mourinho has. Do you know how many black players Mourinho has elevated in his time? That's why with that one, I'm not too sure. But Klopp has been rubbing me the wrong. What I'm saying is he rubs me the wrong way. I ain't saying that he races or anything, but he rubs me the wrong way just by his persona. I know he's not even. I know people in the media don't even like him. I think people in the media even think he's a bit. I don't know
He's
the
on
right
edge.
word.
He's on the edge. He
He's a bit
rubs me as
snarly.
someone always on the edge, right? And
Emmy, yeah.
Is
The
that
only
is that
way-
true?
the
Is
only
that,
way-
is that the same way you guys see him? I see him as someone always on the edge in terms of almost any kind of topic. If we talk about scheduling of EPL games, he's always on the edge. He's
Yeah,
always
he's on the
you know,
edge. Yeah,
he
on the
always
edge. I
comes
agree.
up with why is my team playing at 12:13 in the afternoon? We played Wednesday night. We traveled to Uzbekistan. Why are we playing at 12:30?
Klopp will not come.
SSB, the optics of
always-
Mourinho looks
he's
worse. The
always
optics of
on the-
Mourinho looks
he's
worse.
always on the edge.
He's always whining and complaining
Yeah,
about
he's
something.
whining.
All the wind, all the grass.
He probably didn't know if that was his subconscious that called that a little tournament in between, because in his mind, he's
He's still at the dinner table.
he consciously wait. He consciously
He said he's
did
still
not.
addicted to the team.
He consciously did not acknowledge that there was a competition in January. He said the next international window was in March. And then when they probably looked at him, he now said,
Thank you.
"Oh,
Some little
there's
tournament.
also another little tournament."
That was just damning.
in January.
That was
I mean, if he said, he should have explained what he meant. He said, "Oh, that's not what I meant." What did you
No,
mean
that's
exactly
exactly what
by
he
little
said.
tournament?
a
That's
football
exactly what he
coach.
said. What I said is exactly what he
No,
said.
no,
Exactly.
he knew. No, see, I didn't know he said he skipped to March.
That was the precursor.
Okay,
That's
now,
why he said that.
now, what that tells me is, oh no, he knew that AFCON was going on in January. He just chose to dismiss it.
Yeah,
That's
he
a
came back and I
dismissive
said,
comment.
"Oh, by the way, there's another little
That's
tournament in
dismissive. He
January."
was being dismissive.
Yeah,
That's
No,
that's
but
wrong.
isn't that what the person?
That is clear racing. There's nothing anywhere. That's
No,
clear
It was
racism.
in Nigeria that asked
I
that
don't-
question.
I don't think he's
That's
the one who
the
said.
question.
I don't think he's the one who said
Microaggressive.
March. I think
No,
somebody
he was
told
the
him
one that
about.
said March. He
He was
said
the one that said
No,
March. He was the
He
one that
said
said
March.
It's not him. It's not him.
No,
It
he
was
said
him. It
March.
was him.
The
See,
person.
was
The
him.
person
they
talking
asked
to
him
him
again
said.
today, right? Or was it yesterday? Yeah, he said it. He said it that, hey, this is what I said. I said the next international, so they asked him about international breaks and all that stuff. He said, because that was a Nigerian journalist that asked him that question.
Yeah, it was a
today.
Nigerian.
That's yesterday's
No. Yeah, he said no. He said a week ago.
He didn't say.
He said a week before there was no international football
breaks
again until March.
Yes.
Until March.
Until
and
he
then
remembered, and then he remembered.
And
guy
then he now
reminded him. He
remembered
told
and now
him-
said, "Oh,
Exactly.
okay. There's also a little tournament in
Nonsense.
January."
Meanwhile,
Football
Klopp.
coaches have calendars next to them at all
Meanwhile,
times.
Klopp
Season
already
calendars.
calculated.
He knew
Klopp
AFCON
had-
was in
of
January.
course. No, not only that, Klopp already knew a year ago that he was going to lose these guys in
He
January.
did. Of course, he knew.
So
He didn't
for
just
you, and
remember.
exactly. So there's no way you can just omit.
No, he didn't forget. He didn't
He didn't
forget.
forget that, man. Come on, man. What
He
are you talking
overlooked
about?
it. He tried to dismiss it. I think you see now I can see the argument of he's annoyed at the scheduling. That's why he sort of
but
makes
that's,
that comment.
that's not anybody's
no.
business.
No,
That is-
Because you know
exactly.
why?
Tomorrow
That's
we're
not
gonna be
anybody's
discussing about
business. The AFCON has existed for more than 40 years. It's been
Thank
there
you.
before the Premier League started.
He wouldn't
Every
dare say that.
2
Listen,
years,
he
every
wouldn't
2
say that
years-
for the Nations League. He
No,
wouldn't
but
call the
blue,
Nations League
but
African
blue,
League.
no, but blue eyes,
When
but blue eyes,
see,
but blue,
okay,
no,
so-
no,
he
no,
wouldn't
guys.
get
My
Yes.
thing is that he knows he's losing at least 2 of his 3 big players.
Well, who cares? Who cares?
No. It's not. No. But Emmy, it's not. It's the optics. I don't think, me personally, I get it. I get both sides of the thing, but I'm trying to think of how he's looking at it.
I don't
No,
get
I
his
don't
side.
care how he's
I
looking
don't
at
get
it.
his side. I don't get
He's
his
looking
side.
at it. He's belittling the tournament.
I wouldn't say belittling. No, he knows he's losing.
He
No,
calls
he
it a
knows.
little tournament.
No, Emmy. He knows he's. No,
Narrow-minded.
but Emmy. No, Emmy. He knows.
101.
Emmy.
Nonsense.
But Emmy. He knows he's losing. He knows he's losing Salah. That's his most important player to AFCON. He
And
knows.
Mane.
He knows. And Mane as well.
Yeah.
And Keita too. But he knows that. Everyone knows that. So
And he
him
knew
saying
this
a
a year
little.
Enke don't.
Him
You're
knows
just
a
giving this
little.
guy an excuse.
No, I'm not doing. No, Emmy, I'm not doing that. But no, Emmy. Okay. Time out. No, Emmy and Blue Eyes, answer this question.
Yes.
Is Salah not Klopp's most important player?
He is.
Yes.
Okay, so don't you think he would know that he is losing him in AFCON?
No,
Okay,
isn't this what we just said this?
Well,
Hold on.
let me
So
ask you
my
this
thing is,
Let me
my
ask
thing
you this
is,
question.
don't
Enke. Let me
you
ask this question.
don't you think it's possible
Yes.
that he could have meant it ironically? Don't you think it's possible? Just say possible.
That what? He could have done
That
what?
what?
That he was
That
trying
he
to be
could have meant
sarcastic.
that he could have meant little
He
tournaments.
said that
as
with
in
a straight
ironic.
face,
Yeah,
and
Blue
he
Eyes,
apologized.
wait,
He
Enki,
didn't
I just
apologize
saw it now.
afterwards.
It was a
I think it's
Nigerian guy that asked him because the Nigerian guy was pissed off, and this is the response of the Nigerian guy. He got a world and fake press accreditation just to demonstrate the world why you should never stop requiring a Nigerian to write IELTS. Lack of comprehension gone global, and there's no
that's
word as the man in the end.
I think you could have
That's
handled the
reply.
situation
I saw his
better.
reply to it.
Like I
That's the
said,
I
reply.
think you
Somebody
could have
replied.
handled the situation better.
All
Yes,
Klopp needed to do
Was
I
apologize.
agree.
was just to say, "Hey, I apologize.
I
if you
agree.
misunderstood what I
Nonsense.
said the
I
first
agree.
time."
I agree.
Exactly.
That I
You
agree.
want to come and
We'll be able to move on.
You want to come and pour sand in my gari, in my conflicts? You dey crazy?
See,
You
on
know
top
how long I
of
don't watch AFCON? You know how long
on
I've been watching AFCON? You want to
top
come and
of the
pour sand in my
Nigerian
gari?
guy,
They crazy?
on top of the Nigerian
Nonsense.
journalist telling him, "Hey, don't you think that you are trying?" Do you know what Klopp did? Klopp just said, "Okay, you know what? You want to start telling me what I mean? Okay, I'm going to let you keep talking." Wow.
No, you see, I think Klopp could have handled it better, but I'm talking about the original.
No,
the original statement.
Okay,
Yes.
NK Jones.
I'm saying it's possible.
Okay,
I
let me
said-
stop you, let me stop you.
NK, let me tell you this, to tell you that his original statement came from inside his soul. Yesterday, when they asked him in the post-match press conference, he validated what he said again. Now he switched it a bit to make it look that his English is not his first language.
Oh no, you can't do that. No, you can't do that.
He said, "I'm not a native speaker."
Yeah,
Nonsense.
I'm
Of
not
course
a
No, you
native
can't do that. No, you can't do that. You
What
can't
does
do
that-
that.
what does that
You
mean?
can't do that.
NK Jones, what does that mean? Am I
No,
a native speaker? Am I a
No,
native
Klopp, no,
English speaker?
Emmy, Klopp.
I'm not a
If
native
Klopp,
English speaker.
if
But I
Klopp
know
said
how
that,
to
that's
talk.
wrong. Look, if Klopp said that, that's
Apparently-
wrong. But
Look, apparently he was being sarcastic, and if you don't understand English and how to use English practically, then obviously you can't see that he's being sarcastic. That's what I was seeing people commenting.
But guess what?
I could sort of see that.
Guess
Me
what?
personally, I could
Do you
sort
know
of
the
see that.
reason why? Do you know the reason why he responded to
guys,
the guy?
guys,
Blue Eyes,
guys,
do you know why he
listen,
responded to
guys,
that guy like that? He
guys.
responded to that guy like that because he knew the guy was African. The guy asking him the question yesterday was an African journalist, and he
Guys,
knew that,
yeah.
and that's why he said, "You know what?
Forget
If
this
you want
guy,
to keep,
forget-
if you want to keep telling me what I mean, you can keep talking." Will he
You see
say
that yeah,
Will
you
he
can't
say
say
that
that.
to
No, you
Mark
can't
Law?
say that.
Will he
You
say
can't
that
say
to
that.
Mark Law? Will
Exactly.
he say that to
Exactly.
Gab McCarthy? Will he say that to Julian Laurent? No,
Thank you.
he will not say that.
I don't know why you guys are calling these guys. You're not.
No, you see, no.
Hold
Emmy
on.
and Blue Eyes, I get that. You see, that is wrong.
Hold on,
That
hold
is wrong. I
on,
agree.
hold on. Nobody's
Yes.
calling Klopp anything.
Yeah.
But listen,
I said he
there
rubbed me the wrong way,
there
Blue
is-
Eyes. I said
there
he
is
rubbed
no
me the wrong way.
hold on. There is no smoke without fire.
Mhm.
So you cannot be throwing statements out like that on an established tournament that has been running for decades. Players, okay, listen, the two players you're going to lose from your team already speaks about the quality of the AFCON.
No, but he knows that. But my
Because
thing is,
I know he does, but why is he like, what is his mentality? What's his energy around AFCON? I know you're losing
Guys,
players.
we'll talk about it tomorrow.
no,
We'll talk
My
about
brother.
it.
that's like no, but just before I'm letting you go, is that's sort of like saying, we like for example,
I'm
right?
glad you can take off us offline. You can
Oh,
just
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
can
could
take
go
it off,
offline
yeah.
so I can actually speak my mind.